5% compared to national brands.
You're right, and I'll agree. It does sound too good to be true. But offering you affordable treatment that alleviates pain, which really does work, that we've seen in most cases insurance paid for in full, is a definite reality. It's pain relief, really. And these are FDA-approved treatments. They're safe and proven to reduce inflammation and alleviate pain. Yeah, you'll have to get a couple of shots, and I know that can scare people. But the needle is extremely small. And after giving shots like this hundreds of thousands of times, you'll see we make it very easy. You're going to feel the relief that our powerful pain relief agents give you. They're pain relief drugs that solve pain problems. And the way I feel is that Rejuvenex should be the first stop for anyone living with pain in shoulders, hips, elbows, and knees. At $65 per joint, per injection, it's probably the most affordable pain relief option available that actually works.
Rejuvenex. Alleviate your pain. Rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex Google reviews will tell you more.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after, an in-depth recap of every Bucks game in 6 minutes. No more, no less. Bucks in 6 provides game recaps for every game. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis.
Puts it on the floor, spins down the lane, and plunges it through.
Or the deep threes from Dame.
Dame time has arrived with 107.
Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, and wherever you get your podcasts.
Tune in on Sundays at 10 a.m. for the AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show. Join AccuNet's Brian and David Wickert for the most up-to-date information on mortgage trends, along with timely news on the real estate market. The housing market is in flux, but the national headlines don't often fit local market conditions. Find out what's really happening on the front lines of real estate and mortgage financing in Wisconsin and make better decisions by tuning in every Sunday at 10 a.m. The AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show with Brian and David Wickert on WTMJ.
Fleet Farm's bucket sale is back. You know the drill. Pick up a Fleet Farm 5-gallon bucket for only $3.99. Then save 15% on everything you can fit inside, including clearance. That's right. Any qualifying items you can fit in the bucket are 15% off. So come on in and load up on savings during Fleet Farm's bucket sale, now through March 5th. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
This change has leveled us up while being able to maintain the same quality of service that we've always provided, with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission. We're proud to be part of the Century 21 family, so you can move fearlessly with the added confidence of top-of-the-line marketing for maximum home exposure. And that means more eyeballs and the real potential for the highest price for your home. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. With the ability to market luxury homes on a higher scale than ever before, Century 21 Benefit Realty has taken a huge step forward to tap into a global network of buyers. Maximum exposure to spotlight your unique home with our fine homes and estates marketing so you can sell it for the highest price. And with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission, you win. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Hi, I'm Jim Token, president of the Auto Dealers of Metro Milwaukee. Did you know that Adam members employ more than 7,500 people? Plus, Adam recently completed their 14th annual Feeding America Change Your Oil promotion. To date, Adam has donated over $875,000, which provided over 2.6 million meals. Start your next car search by finding an Adam member dealer at adam.com. That's ADAMM.com.
The Bucks are swooping into Atlanta to take on the Hawks.
Giannis going downhill, goes right past Brown and sends it down the facial. Served up from the Greek Freak.
Our coverage starts tonight at 6. We are your home for the Milwaukee Bucks. News Radio 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
Six o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Tuesday, March 4th, our top story. Big things happening at City Hall.
I'm Erik. Bilstad. New tariffs now in effect.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. We are looking good on the roads. Nothing slowing us down right now. Volume is pretty light, and we're at standard speeds. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
About to get wet, cloudy with a few showers this morning. Steady rain moves in this afternoon and into the evening. Might hear some thunder as well with a high of 48 degrees. Rain likely overnight, low down to 41. Right now we're at 34 in Milwaukee. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Milwaukee Common Council vote today critical to putting school resource officers back in Milwaukee Public Schools. WTMJ's Adam Roberts live in the Breaking News Center.
Vince, that vote today follows a mostly closed-door meeting Monday of the Judiciary and Legislative Committee. That committee officially recommended the full council vote today to approve that memorandum of understanding between the school board and the city on SROs. It comes as the court order deadline of March 15th approaches when the city must provide the names of officers and the schools they'll be working in or face $1,000 daily fines. The board approved their half of funding ahead of the previous deadline. Today's full council meeting begins at City Hall at 9 a.m.
New developments in a Waukesha murder investigation.
17-year-old Nikita Kassup was arrested in Kansas on Friday. He's now in custody on felony theft charges after allegedly stealing his stepfather's car and gun. On Friday morning, the teenager's mother, Tatiana Kassup, and stepfather Donald Mayer were found dead in their Village of Waukesha home. Kansas police found a firearm, spent shell casings, ammunition, and driver's licenses belonging to the teenager's parents during a traffic stop. The family dog was also with him. Location data shows Kassup's cell phone leaving Waukesha on February 24th and traveling through multiple states before his arrest in Kansas. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Arrest after a two-county chase ended in a crash. Kenosha County Sheriff's deputies stopped a vehicle on Highway 45 Monday. Said the guy was wanted on criminal charges in Illinois. The driver took off, led police on a chase into Lake County, Illinois, where authorities later arrested the owner of the suspect vehicle, Mason Spencer, and the driver, Raymond Underwood. A third individual in the suspect vehicle was detained but later released. Driver of the other vehicle, as it turns out, was also arrested on outstanding warrants.
25% tariffs in imports from Canada and Mexico are now in place, while doubling tariffs, the president is targeting Chinese imports to 20%. Canada and China already responding with new tariffs on U.S. goods this morning.
Economists warn those tariffs are paid for by American businesses, and those costs are then passed on to American consumers by raising prices. That means it could end up costing you more to buy many household goods, including electronics, food and beverages, and oil and gas. The auto industry is also expected to take a hit, with the average new car cost increasing by over $3,000, according to research from J.P. Morgan. Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.
Meanwhile, President Trump ordering a pause on U.S. military aid going to Ukraine in the war against Russia. A consequential move as he clashes with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky about a path to ending the conflict. News Nation's Leland Vittert.
Trump reportedly just cut off all weapon shipments to Ukraine. They're calling it a pause at the White House. In other words, it's punishment for Zelensky's behavior in the Oval Office. And as we told you on Friday, Zelensky badly misread the room. Trump's base, of course, is going to love it. And without question, what was announced today is another huge win for Vladimir Putin.
The pause applies to all military aid not already on the ground in Ukraine and will affect munitions.
Also tonight, President Trump will give his first speech before a joint gathering of Congress. CBS correspondent Natalie Brand.
White House officials say billionaire Elon Musk will be among the guests in the room amid growing anger over mass federal worker firings and cuts advocated through the Department of Government Efficiency.
When did Elon Musk get the power?
Several congressional Democrats say they're split over whether or not to attend. Michigan Senator Alyssa Slotkin will deliver their party's formal response.
House Speaker Mike Johnson is advocating for decorum tonight, telling reporters that he hopes everyone will, quote, be on their best behavior.
Oh, count on it. Measles cases continue to grow in Texas. Public health officials there have yet to get a handle on this outbreak that has claimed the life of a child.
The last official update came Friday when the Texas Department of State Health Services reported 146 measles infections.
We, over the weekend, have had more confirmed cases.
Department Commissioner Dr. Jennifer Schufer testified before Texas lawmakers yesterday.
Our case count is now at 158 rather than 146. The same 9 counties are still involved, though.
A handful of measles cases in neighboring New Mexico are thought to be unrelated to the West Texas outbreak. Jim Ryan, ABC News, Dallas.
Coming up, taking a dive for a good cause. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 6:05.
This report is sponsored by CertaPro Painters.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for CertaPro Painters. Painting is the easiest way to breathe new life into your home, whether you're prepping to sell it or just want to fall in love with that house all over again. I know CertaPro Painters has done the work at our house. They're absolutely fantastic. Call your neighborhood CertaPro Painter. Ask about their color consultation services. Each CertaPro Painter's business is independently owned and operated. They're fantastic. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Looking ahead to life's next adventure? Hi, I'm Mike Yancey from Yancey & Associates. Whether you're buying a home or launching your dream business, we know there's a lot on your plate. But here's the thing, you don't have to go it alone. Since 1946, we've helped Wisconsinites like you secure, protect, and grow their version of the American dream. Our team is ready to tailor the perfect plan for you. Learn more at ANSAY.com. That's ANSAY.com.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde for Excel Custom Decks. I at least like to think I'm an expert when it comes to football, but I know Excel are truly experts when it comes to the art of deck building. With the finest materials and products combined with their superior craftsmanship, they'll deliver exceptional quality and value on everything from backyard decks to pergolas and outdoor kitchens. If you can dream it, Rob and his family can build it. Family-owned Excel Custom Decks delivers decking excellence by design. Visit excelcustomdecks.com to learn more.
Tune in this week from 1 to 3 p.m. for your chance to win 2 tickets to experience Magic's legendary duo, Penn and Teller.
Penn and Teller coming to the Riverside Theater March 27th. Tickets on sale now at papstheatergroup.com.
Don't miss your chance to win tickets. Tune in to Spanning the State this week from 1 to 3 p.m.
Penn and Teller, they continue to defy labels and at times physics and good taste. They've invented their own very distinct niche in comedy.
Penn and Teller coming to the Riverside Theater March 27th.
Celebrate a birthday, anniversary, or retirement this week with a free dinner at the historic Fox and Hounds restaurant near Holy Hill. Buy one dinner, get one free, 7 nights a week. Google Fox and Hounds restaurant and enjoy your free dinner.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:08.
If you can't beat them, sign them. Sports at 6:15.
New Innovation Building highlighting a proposed $125 million fundraising campaign for Milwaukee School of Engineering, MSOE. The large building would include workshops focused on robotics and AI. It'd be built at the southeast corner of Milwaukee and State Streets. Groundbreaking expected in the second half of 2025. They hope to have it finished by 2027.
All winter dive teams have taken hours to get ice chunks out of the way for thousands of people who will be freezing for a reason for the Special Olympics Wisconsin Polar Plunge.
A special plunge into Little Muskego Lake for a very special cause. This includes the Muskego Public Safety Cadets. The teens raise thousands for those living with disabilities.
Special Olympics is actually close to every single one of us. With working with the police department, we get to work with these guys a lot.
Every dollar raised stays here in Wisconsin to help more than 9,000 athletes in our state. The goal is to raise $1 million.
For our athletes, they know that folks in these communities are coming and stepping up for them.
Julia Fellow, WTMJ News.
There are 2 more plunges. One will be in the Fox Valley, the other in Chippewa Falls. You have done that.
Yeah, me too.
And some folks, that's right, we did it together in Lake Michigan. Now some folks, obviously they want to help the cause, but they also kind of enjoy it. Like they really enjoy the event. Me, it was just about the cause.
Always about the cause.
Sure, it was cold. 6:09 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
For over a century, local radio has evolved with the needs of the community. From politics to pop culture, we keep you informed, bringing you the most relevant news, online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Checking in with Debbie here at 6:10.
Looking good right now, Vince. Really not seeing any kind of problems out there. We're at pretty much full freeway speeds. No incidents up on the board either, so this house is clean, as it were. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast.
High of 48 degrees today. I'll take it from here. And we do have some clouds this morning, a few showers, and then the steady rain moving in this afternoon with some isolated thunder in there. Rain likely overnight, low down to 41. Rain continuing into Wednesday, and then transitioning to snow, just some minor slushy accumulation with a high temperature of 46 Wednesday, but temperatures dropping in the afternoon and evening. Thursday's high 38 under mostly sunny skies. Friday, a chance of a rain-snow mix once again, mostly cloudy, high 39. For Saturday, partly cloudy. Some afternoon flurries and a high of 38. Right now, 34 in Milwaukee.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Vince Vitrano and Erik Bilstad.
Tuesday, March 4th. There's a lot going on today. There really is.
Go ahead, say it. Is it a big day today, E?
Oh. Just because you want me to. It is a big day.
Happening today.
So, the police have cleared another hurdle in Milwaukee toward being back at MPS schools. The Milwaukee Common Council is going to meet today, and school resource officers at MPS is on the agenda. Now, this comes after a council committee meeting on Monday. They approved an agreement to send the SROs back to school.
Kind of had no choice.
Yeah. And they
right?
admitted that.
Like,
a couple of the aldermen even said that, like, our backs are kind of against the wall here.
Because we have, the state law that's been in effect for more than a year, and then multiple judges' orders to get this done.
Right.
And now under the penalty or potential penalties of $1,000 a day if they don't meet mid-March deadline.
So they got to get to training. That's already starting to get planned out. They'll have to figure out names of officers, but they still got to vote on it, and today is the day. Now, during his State of the City on Monday, Mayor Cavalier Johnson didn't address the SRO specifically, but he did say the district needs help.
To be clear, Milwaukee needs to see substantial change and substantial improvements at Milwaukee Public Schools.
So today you can expect that to pass. There might be some frustration. You might hear some aldermen get upset about it.
I was going to say, you can expect the chair recognizes, right? And then a lot of
a couple council
complaining.
members may worked up a little bit, but it will ultimately get passed, and then they'll move forward. They got to get those officers in here within the next 10 to 11 days. Also, happening today at City Hall. Ooh. Fat Tuesday is today. So there's going to be like donuts flying in the council chambers.
There will be.
And they're going to celebrate National Bakery, going to be recognized for its 100 years in business, 100 years of the donut. I don't know if they're going to. Can you call Puchki a
You're
donut?
not supposed to.
Okay.
No, they're
All
different.
Right.
The dough is denser.
Down.
The original, right? So
it's not a big deal.
I'm just trying to help you.
It's just
this morning on the news, Mr. Bilstad, I believe, referred to the Puchki as a donut, and it's not really a donut.
So they are going to mark National Bakery, and they get to do it on Fat Tuesday. So I would like to think that maybe they'll have a pastry or two in the chambers.
Oh, they're bringing box loads of that. Absolutely.
Is that allowed? Are you allowed to eat it?
Jelly all over the desks in the esteemed council chambers. Oh, just
prune jelly.
Can we
whatever.
just,
Meanwhile, we already are seeing all the TV cameras out. They are definitely out celebrating Fat Tuesday this morning across the city in the state of Wisconsin.
James Imaging Systems, local support, local accountability, local business technology representatives. Listen to Matheson Manufacturing President Al Leidinger.
She still checks in to see how things are going and if we need anything. So I really do appreciate that from a customer service standpoint.
Michael Quizan, IT Systems Administrator at Great Midwest Bank, discovered the benefits of working with the local team at James.
Our cost from supplies perspective went down. I mean, we're talking about thousands in a year. So we saved a lot of money by bringing James Imaging on.
James Imaging Systems client Luther Gray, Director of Ticket Operations and Group Sales with the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra, on dealing with James.
They are making sure you get the full value and life of every product that you have with them.
Local support, local accountability, local people. Get it all with James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Bucks on the road tonight. 6:30 tip against the Hawks in Atlanta.
Bullseye!
Dave Kane will be on the call. We'll get you started with the pregame show, 6 o'clock, right here on WTMJ.
To the Brewers now in Arizona. So we've talked about Aaron Ashby, their pitcher. Brewers pitcher's got some great stuff, but also has been struggling with his command during the spring training. He's trying to make the rotation. Well, first batter against the Reds last night.
And the pitch is high and tight, nearly clipped him and did. Looked like maybe below the forearm somewhere. So Aaron Ashby starting with a freebie.
Yeah, and it got worse from there. First batter of the second inning.
With Chris Hook and the head athletic trainer in tow, Aaron Ashby is going to leave the ballgame. That's the second consecutive game the Brewers have had a starter leave due to injury. Yesterday it was a forearm issue for Pannone.
Yeah, so a couple of things wrong with that soundbite. Not good. So Ashby's going to have an MRI today. Could be something with his quad. They're not sure where he's going to be, if he's going to be able to pitch again, at least in the near future. Meanwhile,
leg injury, though, that's fine. We can deal with that.
I don't know.
You just don't want
hold
upper
on.
body stuff.
I want to make sure I'm telling you the right thing. Oblique. I'm sorry. I said quad. I meant oblique. That's not good.
That's okay. Well, that's so
It's
not the leg.
definitely not the leg. So, yeah. Okay. I heard you.
I'm not a doctor, even.
It's not good.
It'd be a
Oblique.
torso area.
Yeah, so not good. But on the very same day, the Brewers reportedly signed left-hander Jose Quintana, a pitching veteran who we've seen a lot of over the years. This guy has pitched for the Cubs, the Cardinals, Pirates, the Mets. He's been kind of a Brewers killer over the years, too. So hopefully he doesn't kill the Brewers anymore since he's on our team.
Listen, man, if you sign that guy and just bench him, you're still ahead of the game. He doesn't ever have to pitch. just sit him.
But he's a lefty who can eat up innings.
Yeah.
This is actually a great signing for the Crew, especially with all these guys going down with oblique is what Ashby's got. No game today. Up next, the White Sox tomorrow afternoon.
Green Bay Packers signed a guy holding on to fifth-year player linebacker Isaiah McDuffie, reportedly a 2-year deal. Defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley during the season talking about how much he likes him.
I mean, you want to talk about tough? I mean, that guy, yeah. I mean, you got to give him so much credit for how much he cares about this team, for how badly he wants to play football.
Yeah, Hafley talking in early December about McDuffie battling through injury, so he's back. NFL window to start signing free agents from other teams and do trades and whatnot. That is next week, Wednesday.
Fucking Santana. That creep can roll, man.
While the Hawks have struggled to find their footing.
That's inexcusable. Inexcusable.
Instead of playing in the playoffs, they'll just be looking.
You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
The Bucks head to Atlanta to take on the Hawks.
He'll kick it out left wing. Catch and shoot three. Gary Trent Jr. zeroes in again. He drills another three.
Our Bucks radio game day coverage starts tonight at 6. We are the home of the Bucks. WTMJ.
Got slushy snow moving in tomorrow after the rain, and that can create some real slippery conditions. Shoveling, maybe, salting, ice, unexpected injuries. Vince Vitrano here. I trust my friends at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin to take care of any needs that may arise, and they're now available 7 days a week for walk-ins between the two locations in Pewaukee and Brookfield, and 24/7 for after-hours virtual care. It's never been easier or more accessible to get the medical care you need, especially in an emergency. Sprains, strains, fractures, and breaks, sporks, injuries, tears, dislocations, get hurt at work. OAW has you covered for all of it. Get started at orthowisconsin.com.
Save big money on your next painting project at Menards. Get a paint that combines gorgeous color and durability. Dutch Boys Platinum Plus is a paint and primer with a protective finish that guards against scuffs, spills, and stains. Refresh your home today with Dutch Boy paint. Get a gallon on sale now through March 9th. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Are you sick of not being your bank's top priority? We are too. At Wintrust, we take a different approach to banking. We're proud to be your one true banking partner focused on your unique financial goals. That's right in your backyard. Whether you're opening your first account, buying a home, planning for the future, or starting a business, we have tailored solutions to get you there. Stop settling and start experiencing a better way to bank at Wintrust.com. Wintrust, different approach, better results. Banking products provided by Wintrust Financial Corp. Banks, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Checking in with Debbie here on the Morning Drive.
We are still looking good out there, Vince. Full freeway speeds at this point. No major incidents and no slowing right now. Volume is actually looking really good right now. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Cloudy with some showers this morning. Steady rain this afternoon into the evening. Could even have some thunder. The high today, 48. Tonight, rain still likely, a low of 41. Wednesday, rain could turn to snow. Could see some slush. Windy tomorrow, high of 46 with that temp falling throughout the day. Thursday, sunny, breezy, 38. Friday, another snow mix and high of 39. Right now, 36 at 6:21.
Spring break fast approaching. Are you traveling? If so, how far? If not, what are you going to do?
This is no longer a vacation. It's a quest. It's a quest for fun. I'm going to have fun, and you're going to have fun.
Joined now by friend of the program, founder of Milwaukee with Kids, MKEWithKids.com, Callie Herbst. Morning, Callie.
Good morning. It's great to be with you guys.
Going to get wet the next couple of days. Going to have to find some indoor activities here ahead. Listen,
I know, it's definitely feeling like spring for sure. I love it, actually.
Yes. Well, we often talk about being a tourist in your hometown. So if you're not making that big family trip this spring break, but the kids are home and you're looking for something to do maybe one day or a couple, some of our venerable institutions here in the greater Milwaukee area offering special programming and different types of events.
You know what? There is no shortage of things to do as a tourist in your own town for spring break. I feel like this year particularly, there's a lot more going on, and I don't know if we've just come far enough from 5 years ago where everything was shut down, where now everything is like at full speed again. But yeah, I mean, the Milwaukee Public Museum is going to be doing full programming. You can go there. They'll have educators on the exhibit floors, and they're focusing on flying creatures. So they're going to be educating about birds and butterflies and bees. And then they're doing this crazy, creepy, crawly day where you can actually handle the little live critters, and then you can even taste an edible insect if you're feeling adventurous, which is kind of gross, but it might be fun for the little kids. But anyway, the point is they're really trying to engage kids and families the week of spring break.
How do you recommend parents go about that? I mean, I know you have your staycation guide up at mkewithkids.com. So, I mean, good starting point, but like, how do you know, like, which day should we go to the museum, or which day should we do Harley Davidson, or which day should we do the art museum?
Well, I love that question. We do have a calendar, and that's the whole point of it. We have an events calendar, and you can filter it by age and like by the type of activity that you're looking for. But most of these events are happening throughout the week, March 24th through March 28th. So like the art museum, every day you can go into the Kohl's Art Studio from 10 to 4, and they have this thing where you can create kinetic flowers and design your own magazines, and they'll have local artists there, and that's happening every day. Same with, it's interesting you asked that, because at Betty Brinn Children's Museum, for those who have little kids, they're actually implementing a new system where it's like you either go in the morning or the afternoon to manage capacity during spring break. So if you're heading to like Betty Brinn with little kids, then you want to figure out if you're going in the morning or afternoon and reserve online reservations ahead of time.
And we should point out there are indoor pools everywhere. You don't have to go far.
Yeah, and you know what? Okay, so we actually put together a guide of some of the hotels downtown that had indoor pools in case there was someone who's maybe 45 minutes, an hour away from the city or something, and they want to do a staycation in Milwaukee. That's a little more affordable than another trip. There are, like the Pfister. They've got a gorgeous pool on, I think it's the 23rd floor or something. You could have so much fun just exploring downtown Milwaukee. And then obviously they have their afternoon tea, which I've done with my kids. It's so much fun. The other thing I want to mention, the Ingleside Hotel. So not far from Milwaukee, just, 30 minutes from downtown. They have a new light show. It's called Lights of Spring. So it's kind of like Country Christmas if you've been out at their holiday light show, but it's spring themed. So, animated spring creatures and Easter lights and flowers and butterflies. It sounds so cool. And when I read this, I'm like, why haven't they done this before? This is such a great idea.
Talking with Callie Herbst, founder of MKEWithKids.com. The Milwaukee Staycation Guide is up on the website. I think you raised an interesting point, E, about just hotel with a pool. And you don't even have to go super fancy, Callie. Like, if your kids love to swim, and like most kids do, like you can find an economical hotel, get some pizza, and that's a whole day.
Yes.
Stay the night, and boy, did we have a blast.
I completely agree. It's so funny. I remember when our power went out a couple of years ago and we went down the street to like one of those, just kind of budget hotels with a pool. And I swear my kids were like, this is more fun than our Disney trip. I mean, they
Right.
just had so much fun. And so you're right. You really don't have to spend a lot.
Just don't say that in front of Dad. I don't think Dad wants to hear that the trip to Disney wasn't worth it.
I didn't want to hear it either. Yeah.
You have thoughts on day trips, like cool places to visit? I remember when we were kids, my mom loved Cedarburg so much, and that was like a deal. And we used to, Eric, you'll find this funny, but like if you were going to Cedarburg, it's kind of fancy. Dress nice.
Yes, so Cedarburg is so much fun. That's another really one that's close by. It's just fun to walk around. You will have no shortage of things to do. There's donut shops and just, shopping and restaurants and parks. That's really fun. I think when the kids were little and we used to like to go down to Kenosha because they have that dinosaur discovery museum. They've got the Mars Cheese Castle. I mean, just if you keep your mind open, these cities can be, even the cities that might not sound exciting, you can make them fun. You just find the little touristy things there. Lake Geneva, I would say, is another one. Less than an hour. So fun to walk around there. There's some really great resorts if you want to make it a whole weekend. But yeah, no shortage of day trips for sure.
And for those who are doing the road trips, the one thing that my wife and I found that has worked really well are books on tape. And actually getting one that is maybe a little bit deeper too, not necessarily some really young book. You know what I mean?
It's not Spot Gets a Ball.
Right. Yeah. You can get like a pretty good book on tape with a mystery or whatever, and the kids will eat that up.
Yeah, we've done that too, and it makes it so much more of a family experience rather than everyone kind of zoned out on their own screen, which there's a time for that too, but we love the audio tapes as well. One other thing before we go, if I can mention, because I don't know if a lot of people know about this Farm Wisconsin Discovery Center. It's really cool. It's up in Manitowoc, and I feel like it's a real hidden gem. If you've driven past it, it's like a big red barn, giant red barn, but it's an agricultural museum all about Wisconsin stuff. There's like a tractor simulator. There's a birthing barn where you can actually see a calf being born. It's a really cool place if people want to check that out.
Always see it on the way up to Green Bay. Definitely have to stop one time. Callie Herbst, founder of Milwaukee with Kids, mkewithkids.com. Thanks, Callie.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Love that idea, the books on tape, right? And everybody's engaged in the same story, right? And we talk about it after there.
Right,
What do
yeah.
think
You
about
argue,
this?
you can
Right.
debate. It's great.
News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average tumbled nearly 1.5% in trading on Monday to 43,191. The NASDAQ closed at 18,350. That was down almost 500 points in the S&P 500, down 1.75% to 5850. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Bottom of the hour news headlines from ABC up next. Feeling the winter chill even inside your house? WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here. Let me help you with that. We're talking today with Jeff Baer. He is owner of USA Insulation. USA to the rescue, Jeff. First things first, how often do you find working with existing homeowners that their homes are not properly insulated?
All the time, Vince. People just don't realize it. They finally look in their attic. They see they're running short there. And then we educate them on they might have some needs in their walls.
Now, do you find sometimes one area of the house needs a little more insulation, but another area is good?
On some occasions, absolutely.
But others not so much, right?
Correct. When we go out to your home, if we see that your insulation looks great, we're going to let you know that, and we're going to focus on the areas that you might have needs.
We're talking with Jeff Baer of USA Insulation of Milwaukee. All right, so what I think is so interesting about your company, Jeff, is you do it different. You get right into the walls of any exterior surface. Tell us about your innovative, highly effective injection foam insulation.
Sure, Vince. When we go out to a home, whether it's vinyl or aluminum sided or other surfaces, our goal is to remove that one piece of that siding all the way around the house, drill holes into the outer sheathing to gain access into the stud cavity. We then insert our foaming hose down, foam it from the bottom up, insert it up, foam from the top down. When we're done, we put a plug in place, and we replicate that as we go around the house. Once we're done, we clean up that side and put the siding back on. It's as if we were never there.
Now, is this the kind of thing that takes a couple of weeks to get done?
Absolutely not. most homes we can generally get done in one day.
How about cost for homeowners?
Cost? Generally, on a 1,200 square foot ranch, you're looking at a price around $7,500.
But there are all these rebates, right, and discounts for qualified homeowners?
Absolutely. We've seen people get anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000 in rebates, just depending on what they qualify for.
Well, and then you start with the energy savings right away.
Absolutely.
I feel warmer already, Jeff. Thank you. USA Insulation, usainsulation.net.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. President Trump imposing 25% tariffs on imports from Canada and Mexico and doubling tariffs to 20% on Chinese imports as well.
Canada responding with a 25% tariff of its own on American goods. Economists warn those tariffs are paid for by American businesses, and those costs are then passed on to American consumers by raising prices. The Yale Budget Lab estimates that the tariffs could cost the average household up to $2,000 annually.
ABC's Nicole D'Antonio in Washington. Target topping fourth quarter expectations. However, it's warning this morning those tariffs will have an impact on its business. Tonight, President Trump will deliver an address to a joint session of Congress, his first this term. That speech could include discussions of Ukraine. Overnight, the White House announced it was pausing all military aid. Pope Francis now off mechanical ventilation as he continues his fight against pneumonia. This is ABC News.
Looking pretty good right now across the area. We've got pretty much full freeway speeds. Nothing really to slow us down as far as any incidents, so light volume. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Cloudy today, some morning showers, and then the steady rain moves in this afternoon. Runs into the evening. Might hear some thunder today as well with a high of 48 degrees. Rain likely overnight, low down to 41. Lingering into Wednesday with rain transitioning over to snow showers. Tyler Moore at TMJ4 says we could see some minor slushy accumulation. Will be windy on Wednesday as well with a high of 46 degrees. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a Wisconsin teenager arrested in Kansas over the weekend, now charged with vehicle and property theft. There could be more on the way. His parents were found dead in the village of Waukesha home. 17-year-old Nikita Kaspa was stopped for driving his stepfather's vehicle in Waukene, Kansas on Friday night. The teen's mother, Tatiana Kaspa, and stepfather, Donald Mayer, were found dead Friday morning. Police say they found a firearm, spent shell casings, ammunition, and a driver's license belonging to the teen's parents in the car. Investigators confirming that the gun found in the car is the same type of gun owned by Mayer, which was not found at the home.
Happening in just a couple of hours, the Milwaukee Common Council will vote on an agreement for a school resource officer program at MPS.
The agreement outlines the 50-50 spending breakdown with Milwaukee Public Schools and says the 25 officers must complete 40 hours of training from the National Association of School Resource Officers. It also includes guidelines for the programs. For example, officers are directed to focus on law enforcement matters but should not enforce violations of the school's code of conduct. Today's vote is crucial to meet a looming court-ordered deadline. The city must provide the names of officers and schools they'll be working in less than 2 weeks. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Call for updated zoning rules and more workforce housing developments. The growing MKE plan taking up a good portion of Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson's State of the City address.
Milwaukee's in a battle to retain the talent that we have and attract new talent. And I am here to tell you today that we will lose out. We will lose to other cities that are advancing innovative change if we allow the status quo to persist.
Mayor Johnson said the city is exploring tax incremental financing to support middle market housing.
As the Wisconsin Elections Commission meets today to certify the results of the spring primary, an audit of the 2024 election shows no fraud in Wisconsin. Released by the Election Commission, the report shows voting machines and software were not tampered with. President Trump defeated former Vice President Kamala Harris in Wisconsin by just over 29,000 votes last November.
Executive Director at Wisconsin's Department of Public Instruction stepping down. Sachin Cheda plans to return to political consulting. He's worked in state politics for years, running Governor Tony Evers' campaign for state superintendent in 2013, ran Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson's campaign in 2022. Cheda says he will help State Superintendent Jill Underley's campaign in an informal capacity, but will focus his work on issues, not candidates.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:34.
I'm Brett Matchke, and you're due for service.
Richlawn's Tire and Service Centers. 5 locations and all easy to find. Visit richlawns.com when you're due for service.
Hi, I'm Tony Drake from Drake & Associates. If you're in or near retirement, you're facing one of the biggest financial decisions of your life. When to take Social Security. Should you claim it now or wait for a bigger benefit? The wrong decision could cost you tens of thousands of dollars in lost income. And once you lock in your choice, there's no do-over. The truth is, Social Security is more complicated than most people think. The age you file, your marital status, other income sources, all of it impacts how much you'll receive. And in today's economy with rising costs and uncertainty about future benefits, you need to make every dollar count. At Drake & Associates, we help hardworking Americans make smart decisions about retirement. Income is just one stop on your retirement-ready roadmap, and we'll help you navigate every turn so you can maximize your benefits and keep more of what you earned. Don't make this decision blindly. Get the facts and a plan today. Text SS to 414-897-9522 to claim your free retirement toolkit and a copy of my book, Get Retirement Ready. Inside, you'll learn strategies to help optimize your Social Security, reduce taxes, and create a retirement income plan that works for you. But don't wait. These resources are only available while supplies last. Secure your future today. Text SS to 414-897-9522. Drake & Associates, helping you retire with confidence.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:37.
Injury bug bites the Brewers pitching staff again. Sports at 6:45.
It's Tuesday. You know what that means?
Just any random Tuesday?
No.
Not.
It's Tuesday in March, and it's the day before Ash Wednesday. That means today is Fat Tuesday. It also means roughly 40,000 Poochki will be flying out the doors of just one place out of the many. National Bakery going to be celebrating today.
That's a lot of Poochki and a lot of eggs. Brian Krause is hoping to keep prices relatively steady during uncertain times.
Something we're constantly monitoring.
A from-scratch bakery, Krause says National Bakery goes through roughly 400 pounds of eggs each week.
We're very sensitive to our customers, and if we can absorb a little bit of it to keep the customer base rolling in, that's what we're going to do sometimes.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
So Krause is expecting the egg prices to be elevated for at least another year and a half. So at least that's what they're forecasting and budgeting for at National.
And we were talking about egg prices being up about 20% this year. Now they've kicked that to approximately 40% for where they expect it to peak or top out. I don't know, but who's not getting Poochki today? Right? If you were already had designs of getting your Poochki. 40,000 in one bakery. I would have guessed how many at National Bakery? I don't know, a few thousand. Like
40.
40,000. 638 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guest, Capital Heating and Cooling and J&B Construction. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
New treatments for joint pain are here. By now, you've heard about regenerative medicine. If you're wondering if you're a good candidate, answer these questions. First, does chronic pain in your knees, hips, shoulders, or other joints keep you from doing the things you enjoy? Golfing, jogging, time with the family. Does it hurt doing the things you need to do, like getting out of bed, sleeping, working, and walking? And finally, do you want to avoid surgery and all of the pain, long recovery, and uncertainty that comes with it? If you answered yes to any of those, you need to call QC Kinetics now. Learn about exciting advancements in regenerative treatments that can give you long-lasting pain relief with no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. Get your free consultation today. Call QC Kinetics. That's QC Kinetics. Here's the phone number,
Call now, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474.
Connect with Best Electric for panel upgrades, electrical vehicle charging installation, and residential electric service calls. Visit bestelect.com today.
Traffic is sponsored by the residential and commercial electrical experts at Best Electric. It's bestelect.com. Deb?
Okay, well, looks like we've got a little bit of an issue on the ramp from 175 southbound to westbound 94. We've got some debris on the roadway, a couple cars pulled over, and a police officer, too. So just be careful as you're heading through that area. You're going to have to kind of take a wide turn to get onto that ramp. Other than that, we've got actually a pretty good ride shaping up. I'm really not seeing any kind of delays out there. Volumes out there starting to pick up a bit, and of course the roads are wet. But other than that, we're looking good. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Few showers this morning, but the rain event starts in earnest this afternoon, runs into the evening. Isolated thunder in the skies and a high of 48 degrees today. Rain continues overnight. Low down to 41 for Wednesday. Rain shifting over to snow as our temperatures drop from a high of 46 in the afternoon. Not much accumulation, mostly slushy stuff. Thursday's high 38 degrees. Right now 34 in Milwaukee. You want a good cop chase with a twist, multi-jurisdictional, multi-state cop chase with an ending you didn't see coming?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, good. I'm glad you said yes, because
Yes,
that's what
please.
I have planned for this segment. Yeah. Not interested. No, there's a payoff. Stick with me on it. Kenosha County, Wisconsin. Sheriff's deputies in a chase. Guy took off from a traffic stop. This happens, right? They want somebody, they
sure.
pull it over. The guy took off. All right. According to authorities, vehicle's registered owner is a Mason Spencer, 31 years old, has a violent history, numerous active arrest warrants, most of them out of Illinois, and not a licensed driver. So they see this car driving around like, that's our guy. We've been looking for this car. We've been looking for this guy. Kenosha County deputies find themselves in a chase. They say, due to the extreme risk to the public if this suspect were to get away, deputies continued the pursuit into Illinois with the assistance of the Lake County Sheriff's Office. So there are certain rules about how you can engage across state lines or even across county lines, right? What is your quote-unquote jurisdiction? But for the reasons that they mentioned, they continued the Kenosha County Sheriff's deputies south into Illinois. So they've crossed the border. They're on Highway 45. They come to an intersection, and there's a crash. 3 people were inside the suspect vehicle. Now, one of them, it turns out, was later released. I'd like to talk to that person. Did you know who you were with and what was up?
Did you expect any of this?
You're just getting a ride to Walgreens or whatever, and all of a sudden we're running from cops.
We're in Illinois.
Right? So that person was released. Another guy, Raymond Underwood, according to authorities, was the driver of the vehicle. Somehow his buddy had convinced him to flee from the cops. Now, dude, we're running this. We got to go. He was arrested on felony fleeing, recklessly endangering safety. And then, of course, they got their guy as well. What about the crash? Yes, another vehicle involved. So the driver in that vehicle, who was not part of the chase, just at the cross street, just minor injuries. You want the twist?
Yes.
They arrested that driver as well. That driver, no more information on who it was, but authorities say was taken into custody on outstanding warrants of all the infinite places and moments in time that person could have found him or herself in the whole world. Happened to be at that intersection at that very moment when every cop from Kenosha and Lake County, Illinois is in pursuit, and bam, got hit by that car.
What do you think the cops say to him or her? So just ran your plates and took your license here. Are you okay?
Yeah, no, I'm good. Just I'm a little sore, but
okay. So it looks like we're gonna have to take you into custody here. You got a couple of outstanding warrants.
You're under arrest.
If you could place your hands behind your back, please.
Kenosha County Sheriff's Department wrote this incident was an excellent example of multi-jurisdictional operation to keep our communities safe. I wrote also some really tough karma. 644 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Hi, I'm Jim Token, president of the Auto Dealers of Metro Milwaukee. Did you know that Adam members employ more than 7,500 people? Plus, Adam recently completed their 14th annual Feeding America Change Your Oil promotion. To date, Adam has donated over $875,000, which provided over 2.6 million meals. Start your next car search by finding an Adam member dealer at adam.com. That's ADAMM.com.
Our front closet is now actually open space, and it's more of a feature, not a detraction. Vince Vitrano here for Inspired Closets Milwaukee, telling you more about how our project finally came together. Just had the install this week. JJ was out to the house. Now, our first step was getting Katie and Dan from Inspired Closets at the home, taking a look at the space, talking with us about how we can imagine it being more functional, how it could be beautiful, how we can hang coats, hide shoes, store more items, things that we use every day. And that was the goal, to have this space cut the clutter and calm the chaos. It's beautiful now. We went out to the showroom near Gerke's Corners. We picked out the drawers. We created this seating area for getting your coat on, tying the shoes, door to hide the coats, and decorative features that are adding now to our home's decor. Get started on your project now. Tell Katie and Dan that Vinny sent you. Inspired Days start in Inspired Closets. InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Bucks on the road tonight. Winners of 6 of their last 7 and rolling.
Nice big fella.
Dave Kane will be on the call. 6 p.m. pregame, 6:30 tip against the Hawks in Atlanta.
Good start for the Brewers, the Crew, and the Reds, Arizona. It was a Monday night matchup. First batter, Caleb Durbin. How about this? Goes yard.
Durbin sends one out to deep left into the night in Goodyear and gone. Caleb Durbin. What a bomb. His second of the spring, and that got out in a hurry.
So then the next batter was Babe Kepra.
3-1 coming back. That one's hit well out to left center. This one's got a shot. Back-to-back bombs by the Brewers to open up this game in Goodyear.
See what you did there. It's Vinny Capra,
It's
right?
Vinny Capra,
I was like,
yes.
I don't remember us having a guy named Babe.
He just keeps hitting bombs. Went 2 for 3 with another home run. Can't say the same about the pitching, however. The Brewers end up losing the game 5-4. The trouble, though, is what happened with Aaron Ashby. He struggled with his command again, then left the game because of an oblique issue. So the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel says he'll have an MRI today. That's the 6th pitching injury for the Crew. Not good. Now, this
What's
helps.
the oblique? Like your side?
Yeah. You don't. That's not something you want.
No, because there's a lot of twisting that goes on there.
On the very same day, though, the Brewers signed a southpaw, a veteran. He's been around the block, this guy, Jose Quintana. You know the name. Dude has pitched for everybody, and he's been really good against the Brewers always. He's pitched for the Cubs, the Cardinals, the Pirates, and a host of other teams. He's now with the Brewers. No game today. Up next, the White Sox tomorrow afternoon.
So next week is when NFL teams can start doing trades and signing other teams' free agents. But you can sign your own guys now. And the Packers are recommitting to a fifth-year player, linebacker Isaiah McDuffie. He got high praise from Packers defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley. Hafley loves the guy. And he had a game on Thanksgiving Day, did McDuffie, and was playing hurt.
I mean, that guy had some huge plays in the game. The breakup before the fourth down stop in the 2-minute drive, the tackle he made after that on the sideline. I mean, he played about as physical and aggressive as you can imagine. I mean, and he definitely wasn't 100%. And there's a lot of guys that, might not even played on a short week.
Is the guy a superstar? Not yet. Could he be? I don't know that he's on that track, but you need other guys.
Mm-hmm. Got to have depth, right?
Guys who are tough, guys who are, they talk all the time about being available. McDuffie, hungry to be on the field, and a good special teamer as well. So I like the signing. Sounds like a 2-year deal.
Okay.
And he was a 6th-round pick in the 2021 NFL Draft. So there's that.
Fair enough.
Right.
All right.
The huge splash that we've been waiting for? No, not yet. But that doesn't come again. Wednesday is when they start. I think 3 o'clock our time is when the official off-season sort of begins, and then that's when you can sign your other free agents from this
Meaning
team or
Wednesday
that.
tomorrow?
No, sorry, Wednesday
next
next week.
Okay.
Right.
Yep.
You got excited there for a second.
Wait, what?
6:49 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
While you rest on the weekends, we work for you. Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News with Libby Collins. The latest in news.
Frozen custard stands would rather raise prices a little bit than compromise on quality.
Entertainment.
It's such a gory body horror film
but I just love how award season is getting people talking about it.
And more.
I ended up going in and having surgery, and once the swelling went down on my face and my helmet fit, that was the best finals I ever had.
Every Sunday morning starting at 8 on WTMJ.
After a serious crash with a semi-truck, everything can change instantly. Your future, your family's future, your quality of life. That's why knowledge and results matter in big truck cases. And not all law firms have the know-how or the resources to handle these complicated cases. At Gruberg Law Offices, we have the experience it takes to make sure you're protected. And there's never a fee until we win your case. Gruberg Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Vince Vitrano here for Connect Chiropractic, where the team is growing again as Connect Chiro gets set to launch its third location. So I just met the new guy, Dr. Noah, and he's another one of these folks who believes in chiropractic care because it helped him from a young age. So Dr. Noah was telling me he suffered the effects of birth trauma, and searching for answers, his mother tried chiropractic, and it worked. And Noah thought it even helped him into college as he was a college athlete. And he knew that's what he wanted to study and become. And now he's on the team, wants to bring relief to you and your family at Connect Chiropractic. You can get started online now. You start at Go Connect Chiro, that's goconnectchiro.com, or just stop on in. Locations in Delafield and Wauwatosa, and coming this spring, Connect Chiropractic in Oak Creek.
Hey, WTMJ's John Merck here for Vita Hearing Care. Life is sweeter with better hearing, I know, and Vita has given me better hearing. Vita Hearing Care wants you to hear the sweet sounds of spring and summer like I now do. They'll allow you to test their hearing aids and demo the benefits. You'll receive a set of free trial aids to take home. Try for a week. They were named the best of Racine County from the Journal Times in 2024. I know they're the best. Local and family-owned, 2 locations in Mount Pleasant and Waterford. VitaHearingCare.com. That's VITA HearingCare.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a good karma brand station.
6:51. How's the morning drive, Debbie?
Well, we still have this issue on the ramp from southbound 175 to 94 westbound. It's a broken down vehicle now. I guess a car went over said debris that I mentioned before. And they're getting taken care of at this point. Luckily, it's out of traffic. We do now have delays westbound 94 right through the stadium interchange. Eastbound slowing down coming out of the stadium all the way past 27th Street. And northbound 43, we got backups from Center Street all the way to Keefe. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Your forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating. Your comfort is their family's tradition. Cloudy today. We do have showers in the forecast. Steady rain later on this afternoon into the evening as well. Isolated thunder maybe. Going to feel like spring today. High of 48. Tonight, rain likely a low of 41. For Wednesday, rain to snow. Could see some slushy stuff tomorrow. A high of 46 with that temp falling. Thursday, sunny and breezy, 38. Friday, another rain-snow mix and a high of 39. Right now, it's 36 at 6:52.
Friend of the program with us this morning, Lori Nickel from the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. Lori, I did go to Milwaukee Rep's production of Romeo and Juliet over the weekend. You were going to go. Did you end up going or no?
I didn't. I had friends out of town who were in from out of town from college, and I was doing the, tourist at home thing, like what is the things we could do, and tickets for that were only $20. I'm like, let's go.
They didn't want to go see a show?
They're like, let's do beer and cheese curds. So that's what we did instead.
Maybe the exact opposite of that event, right?
Right. But for that, I would go alone. I would just, even if you don't have friends to go with. I'm jealous of you that you went.
Well, here's what I would say, and I think some folks avoid Shakespeare because they think, well, I don't want to feel stupid. I don't really understand whatever. My wife and I were talking about it after the show. If you have Shakespeare that is well produced, well staged, well directed, and well acted, it becomes very accessible. The text is very understandable because you have really good acting performing it for you.
And you had good seats too, didn't you? There's not a bad seat in that place.
There's not, because the Rep is under reconstruction, right? So this is over at Vogel Hall in the Marcus Center, and it's a great, really super tight venue. You're right up on top of everything. So I highly recommend.
Would you ever go to a show by yourself?
No, you've gone to movies by yourself, right?
Oh, yeah.
I've done that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do. I've gone to concerts by myself out of town. I think I'm getting more and more comfortable. I've gone skiing by myself. Now I think some of that is because as a reporter, you're used to that.
Yeah,
but
right.
now I'm just like, okay, if nobody wants to go with me, I'm going. I will travel by myself. I started out in Ireland alone. So none of that's going to hold me back because, and in fact, I'm looking at tickets right now and getting a single ticket is so easy. It'll be cheaper and I don't have to worry about anything. So, it's not as fun, but I'll go by myself for sure.
I don't know, like movie or show by yourself sometimes can be as fun. Depends on who you're going with, but like, don't bother me, don't talk at me. I do my own thing and I just enjoy it.
People talk to you during the show?
I guess not usually. I saw Big Lebowski by myself in Green Bay when I was working, because I worked odd hours and I wasn't married yet, right? So I ran to an afternoon show. I still remember, if you know the movie, there's this couple in front of me in Green Bay, right? They were an older couple, and I heard them talking before the film, Lori, and the husband is telling the wife, well, I believe it really gets into the bowling subculture of whatever. They walked out during the film. If you know it, you know why. These folks thought they were there to see a bowling movie.
Awesome. That's so great. Green Bay circa 1994 or 5 or something.
Right.
Yep, I can picture it. Yep.
That was not a bowling movie. Hey, but before we let you go, I super want to ask you about some of the work that you've been doing. You've been looking at Giannis Antetokounmpo from our Milwaukee Bucks, and now one of the great players of all time in the NBA. And somehow you've gotten Giannis to open up about his legacy, like who ultimately, when we look back on his career, will he be? I wonder. First of all, I wonder, like, how hard was it to get him to start talking about some of this?
Yeah, that was a 2-part series that ran last week. It's still up online, and it's just hard to pin him down because he's so busy, and I actually feel guilty saying, hey, can I have more of your time as you're icing your knees and taking care of your sore body? So I got him in 2 different conversations, and he was really open and willing to talk about it. He's great with the media, and, I broached the subject as, there's 5,000 NBA players, and only 64 of them have been with one team for 12 years or more, and you're one of them. And he's, he turned 30 years old. I had the conversation with him before Chris Middleton got traded, and a follow-up conversation after he got traded. And thinking about his own legacy is actually something that's on his mind. He thinks about it all the time. He looks at, other trades in the NBA. The Luka trade, Jimmy Butler asked to be, released, even Damian Lillard. We talked about all of those things and how that relates to him, his priorities and values, and his relationship with Milwaukee. He was really open about it.
Any things jump out to you that was a surprise?
One thing, remember when Barry Sanders retired early? And I'm just saying this is, I could see him leaving or hanging it up a year earlier rather than a year later. The Ted Thompson rule kind of a thing and I'm not projecting anything that the public, please don't go crazy with this, but he is conscientious about his body and what it can do. That's why he developed the mid-range shot and his legacy. And so staying to the party too late is not something I expect from him. Brett Favre played till he was 40. Aaron Rodgers, 40. Even Aaron Rodgers said, I'll never do that. And then that's exactly what he did. Right. I wouldn't be surprised if Giannis Antetokounmpo kind of just left a little earlier rather than hanging on. But again, we don't know. There's no crystal ball, but he's thinking about these things and he's observing other athletes.
Super work. You can get it online. Lori Nickel from Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. Thanks, Lori.
Thank you, Lori.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
6:58, Tom, Wisconsin's Morning News.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Ace Pickleball Club is coming to Wisconsin. In August, the Georgia company will open a location in the long-vacant former Pick and Save space at the Ruby Isle Shopping Center in Brook. Modine Manufacturing receives orders totaling $180 million for its data center cooling systems. Modine didn't identify the customer, but an executive said the company expects a long-term relationship. Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson touted gains in public safety and investment in infrastructure during his State of the City address. However, the mayor remains concerned with education and affordable housing for the city. I'm Logan Hansen for MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
Get 0% interest for up to 6 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. You can accomplish quite a lot in 6 years. You go from changing diapers to dropping your child off at school. College? You can get a bachelor's and a master's degree, and you can take up to 6 years to pay off your brand new Pella Windows and Doors at 0% interest. Hi, it's Gina Della from Pella. With Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, you get so much more than stunning windows and doors. You get the Pella experience. Talk about quality control. Pella manufactures, sells, installs, and services every product. A 10-year labor warranty is always included, so your windows and doors are secure for years to come. Our expert installers are available year-round and can install in as little as a day. If something ever goes wrong, Pella will handle it ASAP because you work with the same team from start to finish. Oh my gosh, why wait? Get the Pella experience and this incredible deal. 0% interest for up to 6 years on brand new Pella windows and doors. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Ends 3/8/25.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hard-working partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care. They specialize in caring for those with early to late-stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms, memory care issues. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. I've been in their places. I love how they deal with people. It's about compassion and empathy at Azura. Kindness is at their core. 14 locations from the Mississippi to Lake Michigan, 4 here in the Milwaukee area. Wisconsin-based and family-owned. It's about kindness and care. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
The Bucks are swooping into Atlanta to take on the Hawks.
Giannis going downhill, goes right past Brown and sends it down the facial. Served up from the Greek Freak.
Our coverage starts tonight at 6. We are your home for the Milwaukee Bucks. News Radio 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
Just after 7 o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Tuesday, March 4th, our top story. A critical vote ahead on SROs in Milwaukee schools.
I'm Erik Bilstad, pushing pause on aid to Ukraine.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Eastbound 94, you're looking at delays from 84th Street to Hawley Road, and then coming out of the Stadium interchange. Northbound 43 between Center Street and Keefe is where you're seeing those delays. Other than that, we're looking good. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Rain on the way. Just a few showers this morning, but steady rain by the afternoon into the evening with some isolated thunder. High of 48 degrees. Rain likely overnight. Low down to 41. Right now at 34. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Milwaukee Common Council vote expected today. Critical to putting school resource officers back in Milwaukee Public Schools. WTMJ's Adam Roberts, live in the Breaking News Center.
Yes, Vince, the full council will take up this memorandum of understanding between the school board and the city today. It comes as the court, that being Milwaukee County Court, ordered a deadline of March 15th for school resource officers to be back in school. The city must provide the names of officers and the schools they'll be working in by that day or face $1,000 in daily fines. Previously, the Milwaukee Board of School Directors approved their half of SRO funding ahead of a previous deadline set by Judge David Borowski. Today's full council meeting starts at 9 a.m.
New developments in a pair of Waukesha death investigations.
17-year-old Nikita Kassup was arrested in Kansas on Friday. He's now in custody on felony theft charges after allegedly stealing his stepfather's car and gun. On Friday morning, the teenager's mother, Tatiana Kassup, and stepfather Donald Mayer were found dead in their Village of Waukesha home. Kansas police found a firearm, spent shell casings, ammunition, and driver's licenses belonging to the teenager's parents during a traffic stop. The family dog was also with him. Location Immigration data shows Kassup's cell phone leaving Waukesha on February 24th and traveling through multiple states before his arrest in Kansas. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
New tariffs imposed by President Trump on Canada and Mexico are in effect this morning.
They can't come in and steal our money and steal our jobs and take our factories and take our businesses and expect not to be punished, and they're being punished by tariffs.
Both China and China and Beijing already ramping up their tariffs against American goods.
The president has also taken a dramatic step to get Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to begin talks on a ceasefire with Russia, putting all U.S. aid to Ukraine on hold. Ukraine's European partners have provided about 50% of the military assistance Ukraine receives as Russia's war rages on.
Today is Fat Tuesday in and around Milwaukee. Punchki flying off the shelves at area bakeries.
We try to make it a party. There's nothing to be sad about in a bakery. We try to make it a big, happy, hearty.
Bryant Krause owns and operates National Bakery. Krause expects roughly 40,000 puchka to be sold over the course of 2 days. But with the rising cost of eggs, those pastries are more expensive to make than ever.
A knee-jerk reaction would be to raise prices. We work very closely with our supplier. We're trying to get a gauge on where those prices are going to be.
Krause estimates the bakery runs through 400 pounds of eggs per week. Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
USDA projecting egg prices will start a slow return to normal as early as April.
Coming up, wild gladiator-like accusations of child abuse in a California jail.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 7:05.
This report is sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. SidingUnlimited.com.
They did it again. Best of the best in the whole USA. Wisconsin's very own Siding Unlimited. Local and family-owned Siding Unlimited has won their 5th National Pella Platinum Premier Certified Contractor of the Year award. Siding Unlimited has been installing Pella windows and doors for over 30 years and doing it the right way. Top-notch installation by their very own amazing craftsmen. Homeowners rave about their beautiful windows, easy to open and energy-efficient Pellas with an unmatched warranty, and about the excellence of Siding Unlimited's installation experience. Peace of mind, durability, function, daily job cleanup. You need great new windows installed the right way. You need Siding Unlimited. SidingUnlimited.com.
Are you ready to shake things up at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee? All you gotta do is toss your rewards card into your favorite slots for drawing entries and a chance to be in the Roll for Riches game show. What's on the table? Oh, just $300K in cash and prizes. Play this March, and Thursday nights, you could get on a winning streak that, frankly, you deserve. Let it ride and roll for riches. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for Landworks. Take a look outside and imagine the yard of your dreams. What do you see out there? Thriving plant life, immaculately edged beds, beautiful, healthy blooms. I got this at my place. It's thanks to Landworks. Take the guesswork out of your green space with landscape services from a good local company, Landworks. Their personalized landscaping plans are carefully designed to make your property shine throughout the season. Plan it now. Now's the time to contact Landworks today, the teams I trust in my yard. LandworksWisconsin.com.
Accunet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLSConsumerAccess.org, number 255368.
Don't settle for a flimsy bank pre-approval. Get the pre-approval listing agents and sellers recognized as better than the rest. The rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval from Accunet. Get yours by clicking on the blue button at ACCUNET.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 7:08.
Well, if you can't beat them, sign them. We got sports at 7:15.
High winds, dry air, sparks. This is the Carolinas we're talking about, not California. ABC's Stephanie Ramos is there.
They are working nonstop. It is an all-hands-on-deck operation here. Multiple agencies, hundreds of personnel brought down here to this area to help out. We know the South Carolina National Guard has also deployed Black Hawk helicopters, Chinooks, fixed air wing aircraft are up there as well, dropping water and really trying to knock out any flare-ups, any hot spots, any smoldering spots to protect this entire area.
State of emergency has been declared for South Carolina.
In Vatican City, crowds continue gathering in St. Peter's Square praying for Pope Francis. The Vatican reporting the 88-year-old pontiff suffered 2 new acute respiratory crises back on a non-invasive mechanical ventilator. He is battling pneumonia, the Pope's medical conditions remain guarded this morning.
Leaked video footage of alleged gladiator fights between youths at a juvenile facility in Los Angeles County has led to 30 LA County detention officers facing charges. The Attorney General in California, Rob Bonta, accuses the officers of child endangerment and abuse.
One youth in the detention center being attacked by a series of other youth who come at him one by one as detention officers stand by watching.
The indictment alleges that the officers allowed and in some instances encouraged nearly 70 fights among youth inmates. The case came to light from leaked video footage obtained by the LA Times.
A pause on arms shipments to Ukraine and new tariffs in effect this morning. Will go live to Washington next.
Hey, WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here, reminding you to subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast. We update it every day with every interview, every segment, every bit we do on the show.
Wait, we don't do bits on the show.
Oh, my God.
The Soties.
Thanks for the pretzel, Coach.
No Corona!
All right, maybe we do some bits.
Be sure you subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast, presented by Tri-County Contracting.
The Census Bureau says more than 12,000 Americans turn 65 each day. It's a surge they call Peak 65, the highest number in history. Some Annex clients retire early. Some keep working because they love it. You know why? Because they've got custom plans built by fee-only fiduciaries. They identified their wants and needs, and we went to work. We want to do the same for you. Annex does financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Visit annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button.
7:10. What's happening on the roads, Deb?
Not too much. We've got northbound 43 a little bit tight between Center Street and Keefe. On eastbound 94, we got some backups just before 84th Street all the way past 70th. Then it clears up. You're good to go into downtown. We've got 41 and the bypass. Both of these areas looking just fine. Just watch for those wet roads. Might be a little slick. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast, a few showers this morning, then steady rain by the afternoon, high of 48 degrees. Rain likely overnight with a low of 41, and rain shifting to snow showers on Wednesday with a high of 46. 34 in Milwaukee. It's not officially the State of the Union because it's the front end of his term.
Happening today.
Tonight, actually, in Washington, President Trump addresses a joint session of Congress.
Mr. Speaker!
Mr. Speaker! Mr. Speaker! The President of the United States!
Comes this morning as a freeze on weapon shipments to Ukraine and increased tariffs on China. New tariffs on goods from Mexico and Canada all take effect. ABC News White House correspondent Karen Travers live from the White House on the front end of a late night, Karen.
Yeah, it's going to be a long day. But, these are like the Super Bowl days in D.C., whenever there's a big speech by any president. And tonight, the president will be heading up to Capitol Hill for a speech to a joint session of Congress. It's not called the State of the Union when it's the president's first year in office. They've kind of haven't been here long enough. But tonight, he will be focusing on what the White House says is a theme of renewal of the American dream. They see the speech breaking down into 4 parts. The president talking about his record so far in office. I think that's where you'll hear him talking about the DOGE effort and the reshaping of the federal government, workforce reductions, budget cuts, things like that. He'll also talk about the economy and border security and what they say are his plans for peace around the globe and the multiple conflicts right now that the administration is trying to negotiate ends to. But, the White House also saying this is must-see TV. This could be a potentially raucous night in the House chamber, depending on the tone that the president comes in with, if this is more like a campaign-style speech, and how Republicans and, of course, Democrats respond to what the president is saying from the podium.
I wondered about that, Karen, whether or not there's going to be some fireworks or some decorum issues tonight.
We'll see. I mean, we've kind of trended in that direction in recent years where there's always some sort of moment where people now feel that they're okay to kind of do call and response in the House chamber and shout things or, boo loudly, things like that. It's been a different vibe over the last, say, 10 or so years. So we'll see what that looks like tonight. But, everybody tries to make their points with their guests. That's the president included, by bringing everyday Americans to highlight policy issues that he wants to emphasize tonight. And Democrats say they're going to do the same by bringing federal workers who've been let go from their positions or people from agencies who have seen massive budget budget cuts, trying to emphasize what they want to see the president, not doing going forward with his agenda.
ABC News White House correspondent Karen Travers live with us from Washington. Thanks, Karen.
Have a great day.
Also interesting to see, before we get to the speech, what is the reaction on Capitol Hill amongst Republicans on the new tariffs? Now, President Trump campaigned on raising tariffs, or the threat at least of doing that. So you have new tariffs on Canada and Mexico, additional tariffs on China, which even if you agree in the long term might ultimately be okay, the president also campaigned on lowering prices for Americans at the grocery store, at the other types of stores. And this will have the opposite effect, at least in the short term, according to most economists. So what is the reaction among Republican senators, among Republican members of the House?
How much you want to bet there are pages already sitting in some of those seats? Holding the seats,
you want
for the
handshake seats.
Yeah. Got to be up close there by the cameras.
Get on camera. 7:14 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
When you're due for tire service, visit Richlands.com for the location nearest you.
We'll give you a free flat tire repair on every tire we install. No questions asked. I'm Brett Matchey with Richlands. You're due for service.
Richlands.
Vince Vitrano for Johnson & Sons Paving. Going to get a bit technical here for you. Just for a second, it's the reason Johnson & Sons can do a better job on your driveway, on your walkway, your commercial parking lot, and yet still charge you less. It's about who's in charge of the whole process. Johnson & Sons, they mix their own asphalt. They do it right here in Menominee Falls, and they got their own stone crusher for the base materials as well. So knowing it's done to the Johnson family's exact specifications, that means you're getting a high-quality product. No third-party provider keeps the cost down. Johnsons are able to pass the savings on to you. Asphalt and concrete, plenty of Johnsons over there. No subcontractors. JohnsonandSonsPaving.com.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guest, Capital Heating and Cooling and J&B Construction. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ. Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Bucks will be on the road tonight. It's 6:30 tip against the Hawks in Atlanta. Dave Kane will be on the call, and we'll get you started with the pregame show at 6 right here on WTMJ.
Bullseye! So we've talked about Aaron Ashby, Brewers pitcher who's got some great stuff, lights out stuff, but also struggles with his command. He's trying to crack the rotation this year. First batter last night against the Reds in Arizona.
And the pitch is high and tight, nearly clipped him and did.
He's been hitting batters.
Maybe below the forearm somewhere. So
Two
Aaron
guys the
Ashby,
other night.
Yep.
starting with a freebie.
So he hit a couple of guys last night, had some walks, hit another guy last night. Then first batter of the next inning.
With Chris Hook and the head athletic trainer in tow, Aaron Ashby is going to leave the ballgame. That's the second consecutive game the Brewers have had a starter leave due to injury. Yesterday it was a forearm issue for Pannone.
We got some pitching woes now with these injuries, and this one doesn't sound good. He's going to have an MRI today. Sounds like an oblique issue.
Here's what you don't want. Erik playing highlights of a mound visit right? in spring training.
Correct.
Not good.
Let's never play that again. Meanwhile, the Brewers, though, on the same day signed a former Brewers killer, left-hander Jose Quintana, a pitching vet. He's eaten a lot of innings, and this guy can pitch. He's pitched in a lot of big games as well.
Cubs most recently, right?
No. I think most recently. He's been on the Mets. He was on the Mets last year.
Oh, that's right.
He's also been on
in
the
playoffs
Cardinals,
against us.
The Pirates, the Cubs. I mean, this guy's done the whole Central.
And the Reds to sign him to a one-day just.
And he's done well, though, against the Crew.
Quintana. That creep can roll, man.
He can. No game today. Up next, the White Sox tomorrow afternoon.
Green Bay Packers signing, holding on to fifth-year player linebacker Isaiah McDuffie. Reportedly a 2-year deal. Defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley. Remember late in the season, he's talking about how much he loves this guy.
I mean, you want to talk about tough? I mean, that guy, yeah. I mean, you got to give him so much credit for how much he cares about this team, for how badly he wants to play football.
Okay, not everybody's going to be a superstar, but you need guys like that on your roster as well. Hafley talking in December about McDuffie battling through injuries to be on the field, to be available, as they say. So he's going to be back. NFL window to start signing free agents and do trades and whatnot. That is next week, Wednesday.
You talked about playing a highlight of a mound visit. John Kruk, NBC Sports Philadelphia, during a Phillies spring training game, kind of lost his way.
Great place to drink, Tom, Montreal. For all you kids planning on going up there for a trip. I'm kidding. No, I'm not. It was good.
Randomly talking about drinking in Montreal.
It's like he caught himself. I'm kidding. And then he's like, no one's going to believe that I was kidding. It's pretty serious, to be honest with you.
Hey, that LeBlanc blue.
7:19. We'll talk live with WTMJ Storm Team 4 meteorologist Brian Niznansky on this rain. We're going to need a lot of rain starting in earnest this afternoon. Niz joins us next.
No, I'm not. It was good.
Whatever you want to call this season, we're over it. Time to look forward to
fly ball, right field. It is deep. It is gone.
spring training is finally here and back on the radio.
It is way gone over the batter's eye and out of here for William Contreras.
Make sure to catch our next spring training broadcast as the Brewers take on the A's Thursday at 7:05. No matter the season, we are the home of the Brewers. WTMJ.
Hey everybody, Debbie Lazaga here for Comfort Awnings in Burlington. They're the awnings and screenings experts. They service all of southeast Wisconsin and northern Illinois. Well, who are they? Well, that's easy. These are guys that come to your home, they measure everything out, and they help you choose the model and fabric that goes along with your home of awnings and screens. They came out to my home and did it, and now I have a beautiful automatic comfort awning that goes out into my backyard and increases my living space into my backyard. I'm so excited now that it's starting to become spring. Things are starting to warm up a little bit. And now I'm going to be able to just by the push of a button, set up this awning that I've got in the backyard and relax in my backyard. And now's the time to do it, by the way. They've got a great deal going on now until March 21st. You'll get a free motor with the purchase of any retractable awning or screen. All you got to do is call 414-AWNINGS for a free estimate or visit comfortawnings.com.
Are you sick of not being your bank's top priority? We are too. At Wintrust, we take a different approach to banking. We're proud to be your one true banking partner focused on your unique financial goals. That's right in your backyard. Whether you're opening your first account, buying a home, planning for the future, or starting a business, we have tailored solutions to get you there. Stop settling and start experiencing a better way to bank at Wintrust.com. Wintrust, different approach, better results. Banking products provided by Wintrust Financial Corp Banks, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
At 7:21, how's the morning drive, Deb?
It's looking good right now. We've got eastbound 94, basically slowing down from 92nd Street to Hawley Road. Northbound 43 slowing down just north of North Avenue up towards Keep. The southbound side still clean as a whistle, so we're in good shape there. Broken down vehicle off on the right shoulder on westbound 94 just past Calhoun. So just keep your eyes open for that and give them a little bit of a wide berth. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Your forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating. Your comfort is their family's tradition. It's going to be rainy. Some showers this morning, steady rain later on this afternoon into the evening. Could see some thunder. Rain likely tonight. Could see more rain tomorrow. It's 38.
At 7:22, joined now live by WTMJ Storm Team 4 Chief Meteorologist Brian Niznansky. What's up, Niz?
Yo, what's up, guys? Not our best forecast these next couple days.
So a long or widespread rain event, I guess both, right? By this afternoon, it starts raining. Is this off and on, or does it just keep raining for a day?
Yeah, we go from this kind of sporadic stuff that we started actually yesterday afternoon, had another little round late last night. Could have some scattered showers this morning we transition from that to like a solid, pretty persistent, heavier round of rain that should move in here by this afternoon. And yeah, it's going to rain much of the afternoon, much of today.
Almost too early where it's not going to so much help with the greening up or whatever. Or do we kind of hold on to this and it helps the lawn pop?
But we are getting some thunder.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I do think it's good overall for our, like the water table, like the farmers, our yards. We still have moderate drought conditions. So overall, with soil moisture and things like that, yeah, that's a good thing. However, the ground is still pretty frozen. So a lot of this is just going to run off. It will help the thawing process, but it's not going to be as, it's not going to, not 100% of it is going to get, soaked up by our soil just simply because, it's still frozen. So with that in mind, if we get some heavier rainfall rates this afternoon, I think we're more, we could very easily see a lot more ponding of water than we would typically see because that water's got to go somewhere. So we could be dealing with, some minor street flooding, certainly some standing water in yards and, farm fields and stuff until that ground thaws out.
Yeah, see, pro tip here, because now that I can see all of my yard, right, all the snow is pretty much melted off, I'm like, could be an early Milorganite application. But to your point is, if you drop fertilizer or whatever on your lawn right now, it's just going to wash right into the sewer.
Yeah, exactly, totally. And your yard, I think in general, I mean, I hate to concede this, but you're probably a little bit more of an expert when it comes to specifics. But a lot of times you need your soil temperature to be at a certain temperature for the fertilizer to do what it needs to do. Yeah. So, I mean, we're far from that. However, this does really kick in our thawing process this spring. So the process has begun as we start to thaw out. So, I'm staring at my yard. I'm thinking about, what about that application I did late November? That's starting to seep in there now.
Yeah, there you go. Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, one more thing on the rain and the transition on Wednesday. So Wednesday's high, Tyler had us at 46 for the high on Wednesday, and then temperatures falling in the afternoon and evening, and that's when this rain transitions into the snow. You don't see any accumulation, right, really?
I could see, honestly, I could see, much of the area getting around an inch of slop tomorrow afternoon.
Slop.
Just enough. I know, just enough to, again, go, the ground is white again. But overall, temperatures are above freezing on the 7 days, so it's not going to last very long. But, yeah, I could see a transition over early afternoon tomorrow and then kind of snowy through the evening commute, wrapping up in the evening, and we end up with like an inch. But northwest of us, not too far off. You get into central Wisconsin, northern Wisconsin, they're talking several inches of snow, if not some spots, maybe double-digit snow maybe for northern Wisconsin.
That's crazy. My kid had a field trip tomorrow at Sunburst. That's not happening now.
No, I don't think so.
But they talk like they're done for the year. Like, yeah, you're not coming up here for any field trip anytime soon.
Yeah, the ski resorts. So, like, even if we do get like a cold snap, like where temperatures where they can start making snow again, they probably won't do it this time of year because that
it's
costs
too short.
them a lot of money, and they just can't. It's not worth it because they know next week it'll be back above whatever.
Right.
So, but yeah, no, spring is here. There's good and bad in it. It's funny though, this time of year, like even a lot of the snow lovers and stuff are just ready to go. We're ready to get out of it and start our spring. So, but it's just around the corner.
Storm Team 4 Chief Meteorologist Brian Niznansky. Thanks, Niz.
Yep, we'll see you guys.
I think some of these hills could invest in some sort of alternate, like can you just run a go-kart down the hill or something?
I suppose you could.
Why do you need we got a go-kart run here. It's just some cart with a couple of wheels on it.
There you go, Jimmy.
Here you go, kids. Right. Oh, field trip's on. Everything will be fine. Put on a helmet. News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average. Tough day in trading across Wall Street on Monday. The Dow was down about 1.5% to 43,191. The NASDAQ closed Monday at 18,350. That was down nearly 500 points, over 2.5%. And the S&P 500 down over 100 points. That now 1.75% to 5850. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Bottom of the hour headlines from ABC News just ahead.
Basement. Water leaks. Cracks in the walls. Had them, have them. What do I do? Who can I trust?
I'm here to help. This is your Fix-It host, David Nason, with expert advice for my listeners. There's only one company I trust with basements, and that's my friends at Accurate Basement Repair. That's Accurate Basement Repair. And you know what? You're going to get a free expert evaluation on me. Just tell them David Nason, the Fix-It guy, told me to call. Again, that's Accurate Basement Repair. Check them out at accuratebasementrepair.com.
Are you looking for a new car or truck? Well, good news. Inventories have really improved lately, and I have a few ideas to help you find the vehicle of your dreams. I'm Jim Token, president of Adam, the Auto Dealers Association of Metro Milwaukee. The first step to getting that car of your dreams is to visit any of the 115 Adam member dealerships, where you can see their selection in person and take test drives. You can also find out about the new cars they have on order and reserve the one you want. Or if you really want to get the exact car you're dreaming of, they can order it for you. It might take a few weeks for delivery, but hey, wouldn't it be nice to have the perfect vehicle built just for you? This is your chance. Plus, if you're thinking of trading in your current car or ending your lease early, you'll be amazed at what dealers are offering. And if you prefer to handle the negotiations and paperwork remotely, no problem. Most Adam dealers will even bring cars to you for test drives. So don't wait. Start your search now. Find an Adam member dealer near you at adamm.com.
Hey, John Mercure here for Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning. My reverse osmosis system in my house is fantastic. The water I drink, the water we feed the dogs, the water we cook with is crisp, clean, and clear thanks to Guthrie and Fry's RO system. It's technology that's been around for a long time, but it's the best in the business, and Guthrie and Fry will get it to you. It's affordable, it's effective, and you'll feel a lot better. It's all about the science. Southeast Wisconsin's #1 choice, and my choice is Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning.
Better water makes a big difference. Guthrie and Fry.
ABC News, I'm Sherry. Preston, China has responded to new U.S. tariffs by announcing it will impose 15% tariffs on key U.S. farm products, including chicken, pork, soy, and beef. The move following a 20% tariff slapped on Chinese goods by President Trump, who also imposed a 25% tariff on Mexico and Canada. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze has reaction.
If these tariffs stay in place, economists expect you could start to see price hikes by Memorial Day. For groceries, it could be within weeks or even days. About 63% of U.S. vegetable imports come from Mexico. Think bell peppers, cucumbers, strawberries, tomatoes, limes, avocados, a lot of that fresh produce. And grocers, they can't really stockpile those foods in advance.
The White House announcing it's pausing all military aid to Ukraine. Those issues and others expected to be talked about tonight during the president's first address this term to a joint session of Congress. Pope Francis off a mechanical ventilator today. This is ABC News.
Eastbound 94 got a couple of pockets of heavy traffic, one right past Barker Road to about Brookfield Road, and then you're back on the brakes from 84th Street all the way to 35th. Westbound's backing up from 25th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Southbound 43 now starting to wake up a bit. We got delays heading into Hampton and then again into Capitol Drive all the way down towards about Center Street, Locust. On the northbound side, backing up right around the North Avenue curve all the way up towards Keefe. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Rain coming in earnest this afternoon. Might see a few showers this morning. Isolated thunder by the afternoon at a high of 48 degrees. Rain likely tonight, low down to 41. Right now, Milwaukee temp at 36. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a Wisconsin teenager who was arrested in Kansas over the weekend has now been charged. Right now, it's vehicle and property theft. His parents were found dead in their Waukesha home. 17-year-old Nikita Kasip was stopped for driving his stepfather's vehicle in Kansas on Friday night. The teen's mother, Tatiana Kasip, and stepfather, Donald Mayer, were found dead Friday morning. Police say they found a gun, spent shell casings, ammunition, driver's license belonging to the teen's parents in the car. Investigators confirmed that gun was the same type owned by Mayer, which was not found in the home.
Police at MPS, a school resource officer program, is expected to be voted on and approved by the Common Council in just a couple of hours.
The agreement outlines the 50-50 spending breakdown with Milwaukee Public Schools and says the 25 officers must complete 40 hours of training from the National Association of School Resource Officers. It also includes guidelines for the programs. For example, officers are directed to focus on law enforcement matters but should not enforce violations of the school's code of conduct. Today's vote is crucial to meet a looming court-ordered deadline. The city must provide the names of officers and schools they'll be working in less than 2 weeks. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Education, a central component to Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson's State of the City address Monday. The mayor issuing an offer to the district's next superintendent, Dr. Brenda Casilius.
I'm inviting Superintendent Casilius to work more closely with members of my cabinet. She knows that I'll be a partner, an advocate, and a participant in the work to improve our schools.
Mayor Johnson saying there are, quote, no acceptable excuses for recent lead hazards in schools and ongoing issues like funding.
It wouldn't be opening day without a nod to Bob Uecker, president of business operations for the Brewers. Rick Schlesinger tells Wisconsin's Afternoon News what fans can expect on the 31st.
What we'll do is obviously have a moment of silence to reflect on his life. We'll have the team wearing the Bob Uecker plaid patch. That'll be all season long. We will have Bob's signature in the grass behind home plate.
A larger celebration of life for Uecker is in the works. That'll be held in August.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:34. Traffic is sponsored by the shower remodel experts at Kohler Services, WI.com.
Upgrade to a beautiful Kohler Luxstone shower in as little as a day or two with the shower remodel experts at Kohler Services. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com today.
Coming up, the outbreak keeps growing.
It's here on consignment from over 10,000 nationwide partners. From very high-end, distinctive furniture, unique antiques and original art, to tasteful home decor that can fit almost any budget. Premium home decor priced right at 25 to 40% off retail prices. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Smart interior designers know that what they'll see here is going to be almost impossible to find anywhere else, especially at our consignment prices. Premium home decor that's gently loved and close to new. And what we carry can raise the wow factor of anyone's home decor. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
At Gruber Law Offices, we take great pride in helping those who have trusted us after a serious accident. Our team has the knowledge, resources, and experience to get you the results you deserve. Don't wait to get the help you need. Make the right call. Call Gruber Law Offices today. Proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
Here in Wisconsin, one name is synonymous with fantastic frozen pizza, Palermo's. For almost 60 years, Palermo's has focused on feeding Wisconsin families. And though Palermo's has grown a lot since 1964, they're still family-owned. They're still proud to call Milwaukee home. And they're still committed to making the best frozen pizza possible. From their new and improved rising crust pizzas to their guilt-free Primo thin pies, Palermo's has a delicious slice for every appetite. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer food aisle. Palermo's, flavor is our family's business.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:37.
Injury bug bites the Brewers pitching staff again. Sports at 7:45.
We've been keeping an eye on this measles outbreak in West Texas, and the numbers keep growing. Now it's at least 158. And it sounds like more and more there's a push to get some of these people vaccinated.
The vast majority of cases involve children 5 to 17 years old. Texas Department of State Health Services Commissioner Dr. Jennifer Shuford says that even as parents rush to get their kids vaccinated,
due to the number of suspect cases that we have right now, we do expect more confirmed cases.
Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., formerly a staunch critic of vaccines, says he now recognizes the vaccine's value in protecting kids. But he says the choice to get the shot is still a, quote, personal one. Jim Ryan, ABC News, Dallas.
And it sounds like this could last a while, just according, you heard her, that doctor there, Shuford, speak. Here's what she said about the length of time.
We know of other outbreaks that have happened in the last 10 years across the United States have lasted months. And so that this could go on for a while.
Yeah, last one, we've been talking about this. We had a case in Dane County in 2024 here in Wisconsin. One case. We had in Milwaukee, one case in 2023 was the last time that popped up here in Milwaukee. It was a smaller outbreak of several cases years before in Milwaukee, but never to the numbers like they're seeing now in West Texas. 738 News is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management's Money Talk. That's heard Saturdays at 10 right here on WTMJ.
According to the Census Bureau, more than 12,000 Americans are turning 65 each day. It's a surge they call Peak 65, the highest number in history. 65 is traditional retirement age because it matches up with Medicare, but Gallup found 61 is the average retirement age. Some Annex clients retire early, but we also have clients working at 70 because they love what they do. You know why? Because they've got plans built by fee-only fiduciaries, plans custom-tailored to their lifestyle. They identify their wants and needs, and we went to work building investment, retirement, tax, and estate plans in their best interest. Proper retirement planning doesn't start the week before you retire. Having a focused plan built by our in-house teams will go a long way in helping you reach the retirement you desire. It all starts with the conversation you probably already have in the back of your mind. It's time to put that into action and contact Annex. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Visit AnnexWealth.com and click the Get Started button.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here for QC Kinetics. So many people wonder, okay, does QC Kinetics and its treatments, would that work for me? Well, if you answer yes to these questions, you're probably a good candidate. First question is your quality of life impacted by chronic pain in your knees or your hips or your shoulders or other joints? You have trouble sleeping? Do you want to avoid surgery? Or do you miss doing things you love because of the joint pain, like walking, jogging, golfing, playing with your kids, all of these things? Then yeah, you might want to call QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics offers free consultations. You can find out if it'll work for you. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474, and let QC Kinetics walk you through what it can do so you can avoid the surgery, you can avoid the painkillers, and you can live your life again and not get woken up in the middle of the night because your shoulder keeps hurting. 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today.
We are Outdoor Living Unlimited. We put cool stuff in your yard. Patios, decks, pergolas, outdoor kitchens, screen rooms, even in-ground pools. You dream it, we design it together, then Outdoor Living Unlimited installs it for you. OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Imagine all the things you dream of under one roof. You're thinking of eBay. Fashion, collectibles, car parts. It's all there. Go find the thing that keeps you up at night. eBay. Things people love.
At 7:41, how do the roads look, Deb?
Well, a little bit backed up. Eastbound 94, you got some heavy traffic from Highway F all the way through the Barker Road area. And then we've got backups from 84th Street all the way through to 35th. On the westbound side of 94, backing up out of the Marquette all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Southbound 43, slowing down just south of Silver Spring, all the way down past Locust. Northbound is heavy from Fond du Lac Avenue up past Keefe. And then 41 southbound, we got some backups from just south of Appleton Avenue down past Capitol Drive. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Few morning showers by this afternoon, steady rain moving in. Thunder also possible today with a high of 48 degrees. Rain likely to continue overnight, low down to 41. Tomorrow's high 46 degrees, but temperatures will begin to fall in the afternoon, and so the rain continues. It will transition over to slushy snow with a little bit of accumulation possible. Thursday's high 38 under mostly sunny skies. 36 in Milwaukee. Erik, it feels like you've been doing a little bit more around the house lately. You're a working dad. It feels like you've been chipping in a little bit more.
Thank you for noticing.
You have. You have been. Married men in the U.S. are taking on more of the household chores than ever before.
Really? Says who?
Well, probably the married men. Hey, you may not have noticed, but today I put away my shoes. How about a little?
I shut the closet door today.
Right? All the way. Right? Maybe you haven't noticed, but no. All right. This is an actual study. A group of sociologists from multiple universities in the U.S. and Canada. The study was written up in a journal. It's called Socius and reported by phys.org. To find out how much time married men and women are spending on housework in total and compared to one another, the researchers studied data from the American Time Use Survey, which covered the years 2003 to 2005, and then again 2022 to 2023, analyzes the answers given. The research team found that married women spent approximately 4.2 hours each week doing housework during the 2003 to 2005 for each hour of work done by their husbands. In other words, you do 1 hour, she's doing 4 hours.
Okay. So then if you're doing 2, she's doing 8.
Right, yes. That's the disparity in the early 2000s. So married men in the early 2000s doing, or early married women doing about 4 times the amount of housework in the early 2000s as their husbands. Most recent data, however, early 2020s now, the disparity is cut nearly in half. 20 years later, the time spent by women was 2.5 hours per week for each hour of work done by their husbands, a 40% change. So progress.
Yeah, a little bit.
Still doing more than double the work.
I was going to say, I don't know if you can say it's good, but it's better.
Says here, spouses are spending nearly equal amounts of time shopping. Unfortunately, that is not the case for cleaning and childcare. Women are still doing more, but the gap is shrinking, the researchers suggest. So, all right, better news for mom, I guess.
You're going to use this study? You're going to cite this study the next time you are asked about doing something?
So here's one problem, one potential flaw in the study. They have all this data, right, that they have years' worth of data. The data comes from, the group analyzes the answers given by married men responding to the American Time Use Survey. Hey, what have you been up to? Yeah, I've been doing a lot more lately.
Well, you know, a lot more around the house.
Yeah. I mean, probably, how many hours would you say? 40? 6? 47? I don't know.
That ruins everything.
Super romantic. Ooh la la.
Are you on track to achieve your retirement plans? Hi, I'm Jeff Kowal of Kowal Investment Group. We've recently joined Creative Planning, a national registered investment advisor. This move to Creative expands our ability to provide comprehensive wealth management, investment advisory, and retirement planning services. Now is the time to put your lifetime of hard work into action. For over 37 years, we've helped clients toward making their retirement dreams become a reality, and we'd like to help you too. And the best part, your plan will be completely tailored to you. Our in-house team of specialists will take the time to learn about you and your family, review your current situation, and find out what your goals are. Then we'll design a plan to help you get there. To get started, request your free meeting today with one of our fiduciary advisors by visiting creativeplanning.com. Whether you have met with us in the past or this will be your first meeting with us, we're excited to introduce Kowal Investment Group to you as Creative Planning. Visit creativeplanning.com today.
Want to see what it'll look like? I urge you to watch this video. Get started right now at lifetimedoor.net. Vince Vitrano here, loving my new Made in America Haas garage door from Lifetime. My wife and I were able to see exactly what it would look like by going online. We've used pictures of our garage and then playing with all the different options using Lifetime's online software. Different colors, different styles, windows, no windows. How about hardware? Change it in, change it out, no guesswork. And then you visit the showroom, head out just north of 124th and Burleigh, and the team will walk you through everything, including your options for a new door opener. Tell them Vinny sent you at Lifetime Door Company. Will knock 5% off the cost of any service. Get started online now at lifetimedoor.net.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Bucks on the road tonight, winners of 6 of their last 7 and rolling.
Nice big fella.
Dave Kane on the call tonight, 6 p.m. pregame, 6:30 tip against the Hawks in Atlanta.
You can call him Babe Kepra.
3-1 coming back. That one's hit well out to left center. This one's got a shot. Back-to-back bombs by the Brewers to open up this game in Goodyear.
Yes, Capra following up Caleb Durbin with a bomb. Vinny Capra now just keeps on hitting. 2 for 3 on Monday night. Another homer. I think he's batting more than 400. Little Tony Gwynn stuff going on there from Vinny Capra. Unfortunately, the pitching is kind of the story this morning. Brewers lose the game 5-4, but Aaron Ashby struggled with his command again, then left the game. First batter of the second inning, really, because of an oblique issue. The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel says he's going to have an MRI today. That's the 6th pitching injury for the crew that they're dealing with. So this all comes as they sign a veteran southpaw. This guy's been around a bit. Jose Quintana. Dude's pitched for the Cubs, the Cardinals, the Pirates, a host of other teams as well. And he always pitches well against the crew.
Must love to pitch at American Family Field.
So hopefully that's it. I mean, he can't kill the crew anymore, right, if he's on the team.
I don't care if you got to sit him.
Right.
We just signed him. This guy can't beat us anymore. I don't care if he ever sees the field.
It should help. We'll find that I believe we'll find that we depend a lot on this guy to eat some innings. He's just a veteran, classy, smart pitcher. Jose Quintana, now a member of the crew. No game today. Up next for the White Sox tomorrow afternoon.
So next week is when the NFL teams in the NFL can start doing trades and signing other teams' free agents. But you can sign your own guys right now. You can extend guys, work with the team that you had coming out of the 2024 season. The Packers are recommitting to a fifth-year player, linebacker Isaiah McDuffie. Got high praise from Packers defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley for having a game on Thanksgiving Day and playing hurt.
I mean, that guy had some huge plays in the game. The breakup before the fourth down stop in the 2-minute drive, the tackle he made after that on the sideline. I mean, he played about as physical and aggressive as you can imagine. I mean, and he definitely wasn't 100%. And there's a lot of guys that, might not even played on a short week.
So McDuffie, a 6th-round pick in the 2021 NFL Draft. Reportedly, it's a 2-year deal with the Pack. 10 minutes before 8 o'clock, Mark Tauscher next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Matt, you can accomplish quite a lot in 6 years, especially if you're a parent. You go from changing diapers to dropping your kid off at school. And you can take up to 6 years to pay off your brand new Pella Windows and Doors at 0% interest. A 10-year labor warranty, that's always included, so your windows and doors are secure for years to come. Certain restrictions do apply. This offer ends on March 8th. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Watch the video at usainsulation.net. Vince Vitrano here for the home energy savings experts, USA Insulation. I've told you how it works. They don't tear up your walls. USA Insulation comes through the exterior of your home and fills the walls up with their proprietary premium injection foam. It's a super cool video. You can check it out. You'll be amazed at what it looks like. The fire barrier, improved air quality, noise reduction, and now insulation to keep your home warm and toasty in the winter and cool in the summer. See how it works at usainsulation.net. And when you call, tell Jeff Vinny told you to ask about 0% interest on your financing. Locally owned USA Insulation. That's usainsulation.net.
So it's about time you spruced up your home. Nothing major. You're not looking to spend a ton, but you are looking for something that'll give your quarters a little upgrade. There are a lot of things you can do with glass. Simply beveling your mirrors can do wonders. You can mill out your wood cabinet doors and replace the center with attractive glass inserts, or customize them with unique handcrafted artistry, or maybe a theme. You could even install a new glass shower door and add some real appeal to your bathroom. They're all pretty affordable home improvements. And Les's Glass Service has been helping homeowners like you for just about longer than anyone in town. You probably don't realize how affordably we can help you reach your home's full potential. But we do, and we can show you countless options. So if it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Les's Glass. Les's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lesglassservice.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
At 7:52, Morning Drive, Deb.
All right, southbound 43 starting to slow down quite a bit from just south of Silver Spring all the way down towards North Avenue, where you will find a broken down vehicle off on the right shoulder, so heads up with that. On the northbound side, slowing down from about Kilbourne all the way up past Keefe. Westbound 94 backed up out of the Marquette to Mitchell Boulevard. More delays than just before Moreland Road and in pockets all the way past Calhoun. Eastbound's backing up from Highway 164 all the way past Barker Road, and then again 84th Street all the way through the Stadium interchange to 35th. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for the day today, sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating. It's going to rain, so we have a few AM showers, and steady rain comes in later this afternoon into the evening. Could even see some thunder, or hear some thunder, I should say. High of 48. Tonight, rain likely, a low of 41. Wednesday, rain to snow. It's going to turn into slush. Windy tomorrow, high of 46. Thursday, sunny, breezy, 38. Friday, a snow mix in there again, and a high of 39. Right now, it's 7:53. It's 36 degrees.
Idea Man.
We've been doing the Bolt-a-thon for, I think, 4 seasons now. Erik bragged pretty much all season every time McKinney has another pick.
Innovator.
The problem with a lot of us on radio and TV and everything else is we talk too much.
And Packers Hall of Famer.
One of the lessons that I hope Erik learns and everybody else when you do this, be bold and then be done.
It's time for Tausch on Wisconsin's Morning News. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Kohler Services.
Mark Tauscher on Wisconsin's Morning News, sponsored by Kohler Services and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Morning, Tausch.
Morning, boys. How are we today?
We had a question for you. News this morning that Jimmy Johnson is going to retire. Longtime host of the pregame show on Fox, right? He was Fox
30-plus years.
Wow.
Yep.
And then obviously before that, a coach. You ever interact with those guys? I mean, I know the broadcast crew who calls the game is around the facility if you're hosting the game, a couple of days before. But I don't know that broadcast crew, even when they go on the road, do they interact and mingle at all?
Well, this will be good for Bilstad. They're more with podium guys. Guys that will stand on the podium. And do,
this guy
he
never forgets.
The Rodgers, the Favres. You do. So, like Mike Tirico, and I think, you hit it on the head. The game guys that are coming in and doing it, you'll have production meetings. But, these guys, they typically will just go on the road for really big games. And I think you're seeing more of that now. But Jimmy Johnson, obviously, great career, University of Miami, and then, I think for Cowboys fans, they have never really recovered from when Jerry's ego got in the way and Jimmy got too much credit because he was a great coach and he pulled off that big trade with Herschel Walker. And had he not let ego get in the way, the Cowboys, who knows? I mean, those guys were going to get old. Does anybody think that Jimmy Johnson wouldn't have figured another way out and had another opportunity or two to win, especially in the late 90s? So Packer fans, I think we would have gotten over the hump anyways, even if Jimmy Johnson stayed in Dallas, because you could see us. We were a locomotive kind of chugging along. We were going to catch him, and it would have been fun to do it. And I think the guys would have really, I was just talking to Pancake before. He was all excited about getting his furnace fixed, figuring out YouTube videos. That's how the Green Bay Packers would have felt, that same excitement level, had they beaten the Jimmy Johnson-led Cowboys. So, and then, for him to retire doing this, he's had a heck of a career in football for Jimmy Johnson. Don't you think Tom Brady should step into that chair? Greg Olsen comes back, does the games. It feels like Brady'd be better in that role. That would be my recommendations to Fox, not that they asked.
That's a good idea. Brady, I thought, had a pretty good run, but boy, he really struggled in the Super Bowl. I'm not sure if it was just the bright lights or something of the broadcast booth versus playing in them, but something there.
Yeah, I think he's more. I think all of us that are watching want his insights as far as what he's thinking.
Yeah,
I think Tom got a lot better as it went. He had not done any of this before, so yeah. And then to just get your first season, you get thrown into the Super Bowl. I think he'll get better and better at it. But I just think his role, if you put him with Gronk, you get him in that, I think, in that studio environment where it can be a little more scripted and you can really set him up for success. When you're calling a game, you don't know what's going to happen. Kevin Burkhardt's great, but he doesn't know what's going to happen and then how to set him up to make him look good and for Tom to feel comfortable. It just feels like he'd be fantastic. Fox is going to pay him a lot of money over the next 8 or 9 years. I think you're going to be better suited doing that. Put Greg Olsen back with big game Burkhardt, and you let it rip. I think Packer fans will probably be a lot happier with that.
I'm fine with that, and I agree with you, Tausch. Whether it's you in the booth providing color or whomever, any former player, the thing that you can do for me that I find so valuable is find a way to nuance. I don't want to sit here and hear you talk about, 30 years ago I did this, 20 years ago, but I do want to know, what do you see that I don't know? How does your brain look at the whole field? I used to get that from Larry McCarron all the time. Like, Larry sees all 22 guys in motion while I'm watching the ball.
Yeah, for me, obviously, I focus on the lines of scrimmage a lot. I think that, the ball will always kind of tell you what happens. Anyone can see that. It's why something happens. That's always kind of that's the mentality I'm always, why did that happen? Well, how did it happen? And I think there's, just like anything else, it's about getting a ton of reps and trying to do it, and then you see it and You can kind of tell what's happening and then how you can get that out, especially doing TV or radio. You have a very short window to get a thought out, and then you got to keep her moving, get it back to the pros.
What's the actual real people life equivalent of that? Like at your workplace, you then become an analyst about what happens at the office.
I think it's a consultant. No, it's a consultant.
Very
it's
good. No, I want a guy saying,
typically
again marching over to the boss's office. You know what he's going to ask for? He's about to ask for a raise because he thinks he did a great job on that project.
So Jimmy likes to take a couple of plays off by using the bathroom at 9:30, and he's usually in there for a good half hour. And he knows that Betty's going to walk by. That's why he hides in the bathroom until after 10.
You guys, I'll say this. You might be onto something. I think, Maddie Hayes down there in Milwaukee now, social media queen, maybe she brings an analyst to analyze everybody's thing, and then you two get a post-game show where you're getting, interviewed. What'd you think of the hit with Tausch? How did Pancake do in the back today? And then Pancake get in and be like, God, Vinny was a hot mess today. He got in here, he was all disheveled. We didn't know what was happening. You could really do a great job of analyzing and have the post-game stuff. That could
what
be
happened
something.
on that play? The mic wasn't on. We tossed to traffic, but it wasn't on, and there was a thing.
Guys are coughing. I don't know what the hell's going on.
What a mess. 8 o'clock. Thanks, Tausch, on Wisconsin's Morning News.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Ace Pickleball Club is coming to Wisconsin. In August, the Georgia company will open a location in the long-vacant former Pick and Save space at the Ruby Isle Shopping Center in Brook. Modine Manufacturing receives orders totaling $180 million for its data center cooling systems. Modine didn't identify the customer, but an executive said the company expects a long-term relationship. Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson touted gains in public safety and investment in infrastructure during his State of the City address. However, the mayor remains concerned with education and affordable housing for the city. I'm Logan Hansen from MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
If you're living with joint pain in your shoulders, hips, elbows, and knees, and you have Medicare or Medicaid insurance, coming to Rejuvenex to solve your pain problems is something you should strongly consider. First off, because our FDA-approved pain treatments have been shown in many cases to be highly effective at reducing inflammation and substantially alleviating pain. Secondly, Medicare and Medicaid cover Rejuvenex treatments, so your cost could be nothing, or next to nothing at all. Chronic pain will only worsen with age. This leads to a far more compromised lifestyle, depression, and soon they start talking surgery. And then what? You have to get in front of arthritis and chronic pain, because the sooner you do, by letting us begin to calm those pain points, the better. I'm Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas, and we can alleviate your pain so you can rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex. Alleviate your pain. Rejuvenate your life.
Go to Rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
Get started with your no-hassle refi checkup by clicking on the blue button at Accunet.com.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guest, Capital Heating and Cooling and J&B Construction. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
The Bucks are swooping into Atlanta to take on the Hawks.
Giannis going downhill, goes right past Brown and sends it down the facial. Served up from the Greek Freak.
Our coverage starts tonight at 6. We are your home for the Milwaukee Bucks. News Radio 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
Just after 8 o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Tuesday, March 4th, our top story. Big vote looms at City Hall.
I'm Erik Bilstad. New details about a murder in Waukesha.
We've got eastbound 94 backing up a bit from 84th Street all the way through the Stadium interchange to about 27th. Westbound is backing up from before 27th, pretty much all the way through to Mitchell Boulevard. We do have a crash eastbound 94 right about at St. Paul Avenue as well, off on the right shoulder, so careful with that. Northbound on the bypass, backing up from Cold Spring Road all the way up to about National Avenue. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
High of 48 degrees today. Here's the story, though. A few morning showers and then steady rain moving in this afternoon. Might hear some thunder overhead, and rain likely tonight with a low down to 41. Right now, 39 in Milwaukee. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Milwaukee Common Council vote set for a little over an hour from now, critical to putting school resource officers back in Milwaukee Public Schools.
Today's vote follows the Judiciary and Legislative Committee's official recommendation Monday that the full council vote to approve the Memorandum of Understanding between the school board and city. The vote also follows stern words from Mayor Cavalier Johnson towards Milwaukee's schools in his State of the City address.
Milwaukee needs to see substantial change at Milwaukee Public Schools.
A court order deadline of March 15th also looms, when the city must provide names of officers and the schools they'll be working in or face $1,000 daily fines. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
As autopsies conclude on a couple found dead in the village of Waukesha home, there are new developments concerning the couple's teenage son.
17-year-old Nikita Kassup was arrested in Kansas on Friday. He's now in custody on felony theft charges after allegedly stealing his stepfather's car and gun. On Friday morning, the teenager's mother, Tatiana Kassup, and stepfather Donald Mayer were found dead in their village of Waukesha home. Kansas police found a firearm, spent shell casings, ammunition, and driver's licenses belonging to the teenager's parents during a traffic stop. The family dog was also with him. Location data shows Kassup's cell phone leaving Waukesha on February 24th and traveling through multiple states before his arrest in Kansas. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
This morning, 25% tariffs on imports from Canada and Mexico are in effect by order of President Donald Trump. He's also doubled tariffs targeting Chinese imports to 20%. Canada and China already responding with new tariffs on U.S. goods.
Economists warn those tariffs are paid for by American businesses, and those costs are then passed on to American consumers by raising prices. That means it could end up costing you more to buy many household goods, including electronics, food and beverages, and oil and gas. The auto industry is also expected to take a hit, with the average new car cost increasing by over $3,000, according to research from J.P. Morgan. Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.
Meanwhile, the president ordering a pause on U.S. aid going to Ukraine in its war against Russia. It's a consequential move as he clashed with the Ukrainian president, Volodymyr Zelensky, about the path of ending the conflict. The pause applies to all military aid not already on the ground in Ukraine and will affect munitions as well. The president also speaking tonight as he addresses Congress.
Hundreds of wildfires still burning in the Carolinas, the biggest near Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, when the 2,000 acres scorched and largely uncontrolled. Christine Robertson is a woman who lives there.
Experience and seeing what we saw, the fact that no one's homes were taken from us, I would say that, that's pretty good. That's a miracle.
Rain and severe storms in the forecast for the Carolinas tomorrow.
Speaking of rain, you can expect some in our area. Storm Team 4 Chief Meteorologist Brian Wisniewski tells us after scattered showers this morning, going to see a solid round of steady rain late this afternoon.
It's going to rain much of the afternoon, much of tonight, and then tomorrow morning it becomes a little bit more scattered again before changing over to potentially some snow.
Yeah, and we'll get some slush, he says. Could see an inch of the slushy stuff sometime tomorrow.
Coming up, how many billions TikTok is making? Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:07.
We've all experienced that feeling of lacing up a brand new pair of shoes.
And for some reason, it always felt like new shoes made you run faster, jump higher, and of course, look better.
Yeah, it was almost magical.
A brand new set of tires on your car or truck will instantly give you that same magical feeling.
Courtney, I couldn't agree with you more. A new set of treads always makes your vehicle look better, but more importantly, allows you to stop faster and grip the road a whole lot better.
Which is necessary when the weather is bad and driving conditions are poor. You'll appreciate having the extra traction.
Remember, there isn't a tire brand on the planet we can't get.
Everything from Goodyear Continental and Kelly to Dunlop General and Pirelli. If we sell it, we install it.
Plus, every tire we sell automatically comes with free flat tire repair. So be safe, buckle up, and hey, always make sure you've got good tread on your tires. I'm Brett Matchke with Richlands. You're due for service.
Such a refreshing change. Richlands.
Imagine all the things you dream of under one roof. You're thinking of eBay. Fashion, collectibles, car parts. It's all there. Go find the thing that keeps you up at night. eBay. Things people love.
When you breathe well, you live better. Find out more at AdventKnows.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:08.
A new innovation building highlighting a proposed $125 million fundraising campaign for Milwaukee School of Engineering. This building will be 97,000 square feet, would include workshops that are focused on robotics and AI. Be built at the southeast corner of Milwaukee and State downtown. Right now, it's a parking lot. Groundbreaking expected in the second half of 2025. Full project completion in 27.
Peaceful night of sleep for the Pope. Pope Francis, as he after he suffered 2 episodes of respiratory failure on Monday, was brought on by an accumulation of fluid in his lungs. News Nation's Nick Smith.
This follows several positive updates about the Pope's health. He's been hospitalized since February 14th. And the Vatican is expected to release a full medical update later today. As for Ash Wednesday services, a cardinal from Rome will lead them tomorrow.
So the Vatican describes the Pope's condition as complex, saying that he is not out of danger yet.
But you can both simultaneously be really sick, but also, not necessarily near that critical point. Like those things both can be true as well. Right. A newly revealed lawsuit against TikTok over children's safety is also shedding light on the social media app's finances. We get details from ABC's Rhiannon Alley in New York.
With its future in the U.S. hanging in the balance, a new glimpse into how much money TikTok is generating. A newly unsealed lawsuit against the privately held social media giant reveals it made nearly $2 billion globally in sales from TikTok Live during just one quarter of 2023. And Bloomberg reports more than $400 million of that came from the U.S.
1 quarter. So 2 billion times 4. There's your year. The lawsuit also claims 70% of 13 to 15-year-olds on the app claimed that they were over 18 when they signed up. TikTok says that data is outdated.
So again, they're not interested in selling this money printer because they'd rather have the information.
Right. And what's that deadline? Isn't it supposed to be March, like the new deadline?
Yes, there's been a couple of deadlines kind of floating around on that one, but yeah, here we are.
See if that gets mentioned tonight in the joint session. The president expected to address a joint session of Congress this evening. We'll look ahead as we have major news this morning. New tariffs, how will that affect you at the grocery store? The other things that you might want to buy. And, of course, the freeze in military aid to Ukraine as the president is set to address that joint session of Congress tonight. All of that next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Great Midwest Bank has document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems, a 100% locally owned and managed business technology company. The bank's IT systems administrator, Michael Quizon, comments on the value of local.
We call on them at any point, they're there. We ask them any questions that we have, they're there.
James Imaging Systems, local business technology solutions, local support, local accountability. Luther Gray, Director of Ticket Operations and Group Sales for the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra.
If an issue does arise, they're very prompt, polite, and professional. It makes me feel empowered because I find it very easy to resolve something.
James Imaging Systems client, Al Leidinger, President of Matheson Manufacturing, summarized the benefit of local.
James Imaging has been a really good partner with us from the beginning.
Go with local. Go with James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Popped a couple of days in the 50s already. Today's high near that at 48 degrees. If it stays on this warmer side long enough, the Bugman tells me, start watching for wasps. Yeah, Vince Vitrano here for the Bugman and Queen Bee, your best local pest defense. Adam has a warning for folks right now. No, Adam, that's the Bugman. You may start seeing some lethargic, non-aggressive wasps in your house. And he says those are the new queens that most likely wintered in your walls, which is pretty gross. Also not great if you don't want a wasp problem to explode in the spring. Let's get the Bugman out to your house now to take care of it before it becomes a summer where you're afraid to sit out on the patio. Local, family, veteran-owned and operated, 20% off your first service when you tell them Vinny sent you. To the best in local pest defense, Bugman, QueenBee.com.
Hi, I'm Jim Token, president of the Auto Dealers of Metro Milwaukee. Did you know that Adam members employ more than 7,500 people? Plus, Adam recently completed their 14th annual Feeding America Change Your Oil promotion. To date, Adam has donated over $875,000, which provided over 2.6 million meals. Start your next car search by finding an Adam member dealer at adam.com. That's ADAMM.com.
What do the roads look like at 8:13, Debbie?
Well, we got a couple of issues. We've got, first of all, an accident eastbound 94 right about at 25th Street. It's off on the right shoulder, luckily, but delays are there, and we are seeing backups technically starting all the way at 76th Street, all the way through the Stadium interchange. We've got another accident on northbound 4394 just as you're getting through the Plainfield curve. It is off on the left shoulder, so kind of in a weird spot. You want to be extra careful there. Northbound on the bypass, backing up out of the Hale interchange all the way up to National Avenue. There is a broken down vehicle there out of traffic. And then along northbound 43 is going to be slow, heading over the high-rise bridge all the way through to about Keith. That's where it starts to open up a bit. Southbound's a little slow from Hampton down past Keith as well. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Rain moves in steadily this afternoon and into the evening. Some isolated thunder as well after we get through some early morning showers. High of 48 degrees today. Rain likely tonight, low down to 41. And then more rain shifting over to snow tomorrow with a high of 46 degrees. Right now at 39 in Milwaukee.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
Coming up on 8:15 on Wisconsin's Morning News this Tuesday morning. It is not officially called a State of the Union address because it's the front end of the term.
Happening today.
In Washington, President Trump set to address a joint session of Congress.
Mr. Speaker!
Mr. Speaker!
Mr. Speaker! The President of the United States!
Mr. Speaker! The Sergeant at Arms. Best title in government of any governing body.
You would love that job.
The Sergeant at Arms. Well, I am a sergeant.
That does play to the clipboard guy.
Yeah, clipboard guy. Pretty important. So this all comes this morning as we have a freeze on weapons shipments to Ukraine and increased tariffs on China and new tariffs on goods from Mexico and Canada.
You have all these important people in the room. You've got the House Speaker and the Vice President right behind the President. You've got members of the Supreme Court and the Cabinet. The second most powerful person in the room, maybe arguably the most powerful person in the room, is actually someone that isn't elected at all. It's Elon Musk, who's going to be in the chamber. And he's got such power over the agenda at this moment that there's going to be a lot of cameras trained on him.
So you had the Musk factor in the House tonight. ABC News Washington Bureau Chief Rick Klein there. A little bit more on the president's speech coming up in a moment. First on these tariffs, now in effect as of this morning. Bumping tariffs up on goods from China up to 20% from 10%. 25% tariffs now on stuff that we get from Canada and Mexico. What kind of stuff?
Experts say these new tariffs will likely cause the price of household goods to rise on everything from electronics to food and beverages to oil and gas. The auto industry also expected to take a hit. GM relies on an international supply chain to build the Chevy Silverado, making the truck vulnerable to the tariffs on both Canada and Mexico.
That's ABC's Andrew Dimbert. Okay, what else? This is Mark Zandi. He is Moody's Analytics chief economist.
We get a lot of fresh vegetables from Mexico, for example. I expect to see price increases there quickly.
So all kinds of stuff could well increase in price in the short term. That's what's interesting to me. Ian.
Promise?
Yes. Because,
short term?
Well, no, I don't. And who can? President Trump both campaigned on, I'm going to jack up tariffs on these countries. We're getting ripped off in our trade relationships all over the world. He campaigned. He told people he was going to do that. He also told people, you're paying too much at the grocery store. Look at the price of it. You're paying too much for gas and energy. You're paying too much for all these things. Vote for me, and I'm going to bring the cost of everything down. So if you want to achieve that long-term economic gain, some believe the tariffs is a way to ultimately bring about more beneficial trading partnerships with the U.S. So if you're a fan of President Trump, you have to be willing to endure some of this short-term pain to get that long-term gain. If you don't like Trump, you're saying, I told you so. He campaigned on all this stuff, and stuff's not less expensive now, but it's more expensive. Right. And how much patience do the American people have for any of that? So he has to address that in the speech tonight. What about Ukraine? The rift between the U.S. and Ukraine growing this morning. The U.S. announcing paused arms shipments to Ukraine, among other things, expecting Europe to really carry more of the load. Can they even do that? Thought this was interesting. Stephen Pfeiffer is a former U.S. ambassador to Ukraine. Now, he served under President Clinton.
While Europe, I believe, is prepared to continue supporting Ukraine, I don't think Europe on its own has the defense industrial capacity to do that. They need the United States there. And really, it's the United States that has the big political and military weight.
Pfeiffer said something else interesting, and this is a point that President Zelensky made in one of his previous visits to America a little over a year ago. We talked about it before, bartering over land. A lot of folks saying, look, these guys got to come to an agreement, right? Easy for us to say an ocean away. Come to an agreement. Okay, they want a little bit of this. Give them some of that. You give them some of that, right? And we figured this out. But if you're Ukraine and it's your land that was taken, it's more than lines on a map.
It's not just territory. It's 5 million Ukrainians on that territory who are now undergoing a Russian campaign to eradicate the Ukrainian language, Ukrainian culture, and basically Russify the population.
I don't know that there's like an alternative that we could look at. I suppose it would be if you were in the Southwest and somehow Mexico made an incursion into the U.S. and started claiming parts of Southern California.
Or what about Russia and Alaska?
Right. Sure, okay.
Say Russia took a large chunk of Alaska.
It's just Anchorage. It's just a little bit of whatever. Well, okay, so, my cousin lives there, or
the
my children live there. They moved and they've, right.
I mean, I think every American can agree that we'd all be really pissed off.
Right.
Right.
And I'm not saying you should or you shouldn't, but just it's so easy to say, like, look, I don't know, give them a little, like, it's so much more complicated when you're talking about people, your people. And those are real Ukrainians who still have ties to, Kyiv or other parts of Ukraine where people may live. So it's important. That's why it's more complex than just redrawing some lines on the map. Speech tonight is at 8 o'clock our time, 9 p.m. Eastern. Again, not an official State of the Union, but all the pomp and circumstance.
Yeah, and we wonder about the tone.
The White House saying this is must-see TV. This could be a potentially raucous night in the House chamber, depending on the tone that the president comes in with.
ABC's Karen Travis, she joined us earlier this morning, and we asked her about that. She said must-see TV. So what does that mean? Like, what's it going to be in there? Is it going to be like a circus?
We've kind of trended in that direction in recent years, where there's always some sort of moment where people now feel that they're okay to kind of do call and response in the House chamber and shout things or, boo loudly, things like that. It's been a different vibe over the last, say, 10 or so years.
I mean, would it shock you if, like, Elon Musk was given the Medal of Honor tonight? You know what I mean? Like, just anything goes now when you watch these things.
And I'm split on what I think about that. The lack of decorum over the last 10 plus years. The first moment that really pops out to me when President Obama was giving a State of the Union, one of the lawmakers, you lie.
Yeah.
I just thought, I was appalled by that because I like, what I like. I like order. I like follow the rules.
Right.
I like decorum. And then it's just gotten more rowdy and raucous over various presidencies over the years.
Yep.
However, you look at how business is done, like look at Parliament over in Europe. Guys boo each other. They hiss at one another. They shout it down. Like, instead of everybody holding their tongue, maybe isn't there? All right, you're upset about this. Go ahead, holler out. You're part of this body. I think I tend to side on there's a time and place for that type of exchange, and I prefer the president, whomever it is of whatever party. When you got the podium, you got the podium, and if you want to raise your objections, that's fine. There's a time and place for that, and you can do so after. But respect to the office, if not for the person who holds that office. But we'll see. I don't know. We were talking about, we were playing the Mr. Speaker. Like, you could see him changing that up.
Oh, right? If he has him say something different tonight?
Like a boxing intro, what was Apollo Creed? The king of Sting, the this of that.
Man. Can you imagine?
Mr. Speaker, the POTUS with the mostest.
Come on, don't say that.
The commander in the demander.
Please don't
like
say that.
Like a boxing intro. Smoke and stuff. Ging, ging, ging.
Can you imagine?
Comes out in the robe.
Yes. Can you imagine if he came in with a robe? But would anyone be surprised?
No. I really don't.
And those who love it would love it and say, this is great. And those who hate it would say, I can't believe that's the president. And we'd be here tomorrow no further along.
The POTUS with the mostest.
The commander in demander.
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
It's the same voice.
Yep. All right. Well, northbound on 43, we got some backups coming out of the Marquette, pretty much all the way up to Keefe. Southbound, just slowing down from Capitol Drive down past Keefe. Westbound 94, we've got backups from 27th Street through the Stadium interchange. Eastbound, they're still working on this accident at about 25th Street off on the right shoulder. Along with this, though, we've got our usual delays coming in from 76th Street all the way to that point. Northbound on 894, slowing down basically from Cold Spring Road or Howard Avenue-ish area all the way up to National. We had that earlier accident in the Plainfield curve northbound 4394. That has actually been cleared, so things are moving along a bit better through there. It does slow down a bit as you get past the Oklahoma Avenue area, and then again from Lapham into the Marquette. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tax tips are brought to you by the Neal Group. For less tips with the IRS, visit nealgroup.net. That's NEAL group.net for a free consultation.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. Tax tip number 2. Have you been preparing your own tax return? Are you considering hiring or engaging someone else to do the return for you? Maybe you have an unusual situation this tax year, like inheriting some property, required minimum distributions, starting a new business, or acquiring some rental property. If you decide to use someone to prepare your return, be sure they sign as the preparer and give you a copy of the return. The law requires preparers to sign and provide a copy to you. Avoid preparers that immediately promise a refund without looking at any of your information. And if something feels off, ask the preparer to provide their PTIN or tax preparer identification number. If they can't or won't give it to you, run away. For more information on this tip and other tax tips, go to nealgroup.net or stop in and see us. Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at Right Choice Tax Resolution. We have talked with a number of new clients who told us the same story. They had a tax situation and went with one of those national firms with the TV and radio ads. You know the ones. They guarantee they can settle your tax owed for pennies on the dollar. They take a $10,000 fee up front, and then you never hear from them again. We are a local firm and just want to help you resolve your situation so you can get on with your life. Don't let your bank account get wiped out, your paycheck or Social Security get garnished, or a lien put on your house so that you can't sell it or get refinanced. The state can even put a hold on your occupational license. Make the right choice and call 844-222-1192 or visit rightchoicetax.us today. Schedule a free meeting so we can talk and come up with a solution to solve your situation now. It will not go away if you bury your head in the sand. The first meeting is free. Call now, 844-222-1192 or visit rightchoicetax.us.
Tired of staring at the same old garage door? Vince Vitrano here, Lifetime Door Company, wants to give you a new one for free. Your chance to win by texting GARAGE to the WTMJ talk and text line, 855-616-1620. All you need to do is take a picture of your garage door or get creative. Tell us a story. Register to win, and you can pick the door of your dreams. Valued at up to $8,000, text GARAGE to the WTMJ talk and text line, 855-616-1620. For contest rules, visit our website, WTMJ.com.
As clutch of a player to ever play basketball.
It's game time on Season 4 of Behind the Bucks on Bucks Plus.
This year, I was like, I need to impose myself more on this team.
Explore Damian Lillard's journey to becoming a top 75 player in NBA history.
That's what really had me feeling like this is going to be great.
Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and H&R benefits consultant. Find Bucks Plus on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde for Excel Custom Decks. I at least like to think I'm an expert when it comes to football, but I know Excel are truly experts when it comes to the art of deck building. With the finest materials and products combined with their superior craftsmanship, they'll deliver exceptional quality and value on everything from backyard decks to pergolas and outdoor kitchens. If you can dream it, Rob and his family can build it. Family-owned Excel Custom Decks delivers decking excellence by design. Visit excelcustomdecks.com to learn more.
Well, the Hawks have struggled to find their footing.
That's inexcusable. Inexcusable.
Instead of playing in the playoffs, they'll just be looking.
You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
The Bucks head to Atlanta to take on the Hawks.
He'll kick it out left wing. Catch and shoot three. Gary Trent Jr. zeroes in again. He drills another three.
Our Bucks radio game day coverage starts tonight at 6. We are the home of the Bucks. WTMJ.
Want a good cop chase with a twist story, E? Please say yes. That's what I have for right here.
Like a good twist.
Sure, right. It was a good twist. Multi-jurisdictional, multi-state even.
Okay.
Police chase with an ending that you didn't see coming. Kenosha County, Wisconsin. Sheriff's deputies find themselves in a chase. Guy took off from a traffic stop. Now, according to authorities, the vehicle's registered owner is a Mason Spencer, 31 years of age. Authorities say he has a violent history, numerous active arrest warrants, and not a licensed driver. And they see the car riding around, and they try to initiate a stop. Guy takes off. Kenosha County Sheriff's Office, due to the extreme risk to the public, if this suspect were to get away, deputies continued the pursuit into Illinois with the assistance of the Lake County Sheriff's Office. You know, there are rules we talk about jurisdiction, right? You can't cross county lines or state lines or whatever unless, and this was one of those unless. And Lake County was involved in this as well. They got a heads up like, hey, we got a hot one here, and actually, it's your guy. You want this dude. So this thing, they're going on Highway 45 south into Illinois and crash. Big accident at an intersection. 3 people inside the suspect vehicle. One of them was later released. I would really like to find out what that guy was up to. They just drive into the store. Hey, can I get a ride to wherever? Yeah, hop in.
Whoa.
Wait, what are we doing? Cops, you better pull over. So next thing you know, you're in a high-speed chase in Illinois. So that guy was later released. The guy they were after, Spencer, was not the driver. He was arrested by Lake County Sheriff's deputies. Another guy who was the driver, Raymond Underwood, according to authorities. Somehow his buddy had convinced him to flee from the cops because I don't see any other issues with this guy's record. Arrested on felony fleeing and recklessly endangering safety. All right, how about that crash? Yes, another vehicle involved. So the driver in that crash, who got slammed into by this other vehicle that was being chased by authorities, just minor injuries. So that's good.
Okay, so what's the twist?
What's the twist? That guy was also arrested, taken into custody on outstanding warrants.
Oh.
Of all the infinite places on the planet that you could have been, at that specific moment in time, if you're someone who police are actively seeking, you got warrants out. Every other place might have been okay, but you happen to be at that intersection at that very moment when every cop in 2 counties is chasing this one guy, bam, and that's the guy who slammed into your car.
So what do you think the cop says? So you doing okay? You feeling all right?
Right. Yeah, just a little sore, but I'm good, thanks. I'll be on my way then.
You need a tow truck?
All right, yeah, I probably could get a tow. My girlfriend's coming to pick me up.
About that.
we can get you a ride, actually.
Ran your plates here, ran your history here. Looks like we're gonna have to take you.
Yeah, Mr. Shillenden, you can ride with us.
And they have to. I don't think the cops have a choice. If you have outstanding warrants and they meet up with you, hey, it says here we got to take you into custody, sir.
Nice to see you. Actually, we've been looking for you.
Yeah.
Some pretty tough karma for that guy. 8:32 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here for QC Kinetics. You know, I get a lot of questions about QC Kinetics treatments, people asking if they should consider it for their own joint pain. Well, here's how you know. If you answer yes to any of these questions. Is your quality of life impacted by chronic pain in your knees or hips or shoulders or other joints, trouble sleeping or walking? Do you want to avoid surgery, a long recovery, and uncertainty that comes with it? And most importantly, do you miss doing the things you love because joint pain is holding you back? If you answered yes to any of these questions, don't wait. Call now. Call QC Kinetics and ask for your free consultation and learn how the latest advances in regenerative medicine can help you get lasting relief. No drugs, no surgery, no downtime. 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today.
I can see the breath inside my house. This is how horror movies start.
First, the cold seeps in. Next thing you know, you're spooning your cat for warmth.
I tried it. He bit me.
Jason, come on, man. You need a new furnace. Don't you know that Capital is giving away the furnace when you get a new AC?
Giving as in free?
Yeah, but call Capital before this turns into the horror version of Frozen. Call Capital today and get a free furnace with a new AC.
Old-fashioned service, you can't go wrong. Call CapitalCares.com.
Fleet Farm's bucket sale is back. You know the drill. Pick up a Fleet Farm 5-gallon bucket for only $3.99. Then save 15% on everything you can fit inside, including clearance. That's right. Any qualifying items you can fit in the bucket are 15% off. So come on in and load up on savings during Fleet Farm's bucket sale. Now through March 5th. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. Several locations, several choices. Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. There's one near you.
Wisconsin's Morning News for Tuesday, March 4th. Our top story, Mexico prepares to retaliate against U.S. tariffs.
I'm Erik Bilstad. A big vote at Milwaukee City Hall.
I'm Debbie Laziga. Northbound on 43, going to be slow from Kilbourne all the way up to Keefe. There's a broken down vehicle on the North Avenue off-ramp as well. Westbound 94, backing up from about 25th Street all the way through to Mitchell Boulevard. On the westbound side, I'm sorry, that is the westbound side. Eastbound, we are seeing delays from 76th Street all the way to about 25th, where there is an accident off on the right shoulder. Tow truck just showed up, so hopefully they'll be out of there sooner rather than later. I'm Debbie Laziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
At 8:35, a look at your storm team forecast. Steady rain moves in this afternoon. We're on our way to a high of 48 degrees with rain likely overnight, low down to 41. Right now at 39 in Milwaukee. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, now learning Mexico plans to respond to President Trump's newly implemented tariffs.
Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum has just said Mexico will respond to the 25% tariffs imposed by the U.S. by slapping retaliatory tariffs on certain U.S. goods. But she won't announce which U.S.-made products will be affected until Sunday. That suggests she still has hopes of de-escalating the situation between now and then. Vicki Barker, CBS News.
On the heels of new tariffs and a pause on Ukrainian aid, President Trump will deliver a speech to a joint session of Congress tonight, similar to a State of the Union. ABC's Stephen Portnoy.
In a 50 spending breakdown with Milwaukee Public Schools, and says the 25 officers must complete 40 hours of training from the National Association of School Resource Officers. It also includes guidelines for the programs. For example, officers are directed to focus on law enforcement matters, but should not enforce violations of the school's code of conduct. Today's vote is crucial to meet a looming court-ordered deadline. The city must provide the names of officers and schools they'll be working in less than 2 weeks. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Hundreds of wildfires burning across the Carolinas.
The biggest wildfire is near Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. It's burned more than 2,000 acres and remains largely uncontrolled. Area resident Christine Robertson.
Experiencing seeing what we saw, the fact that no one's homes were taken from us, I would say that, yeah, that's pretty good. That's a miracle.
At least 15 houses and buildings have been damaged by a wildfire just across the state line in Robeson County, North Carolina. Rain and severe storms are in the forecast for the Carolinas tomorrow. Jim Crisula, CBS News.
Traffic is sponsored by the residential and commercial. I can't tell you what just happened. All right. Sorry, Greg. Greg Pancake Hill is producing the program. He's lost control of his hosts. That's my fault. Traffic is sponsored by the residential and commercial.
Do you want me to read it?
Somebody read it, please.
Man. Oh, you're going to give it to me?
It was my joke. I'm cracking myself up in here. How funny am I?
No,
I'm so funny.
You're pretty good. Traffic sponsored by the residential and commercial electrical experts at Best Electric, bestelect.com.
Connect with Best Electric for panel upgrades, electrical vehicle charging installation, and residential electric service calls. Visit bestelect.com today.
So he said to me, boy, oh boy, do you got the boulders. And I said, you betcha. And he said, do you mind if I cherry pick? And I said, feel free. They're all beautiful and they're all granite. Sparkling pinks, blues, and grays from 4 to 36 inches. And they're all priced right. Because we buy direct from the source nationwide to give you the look you want. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. Well, if you need flagstone for your new natural patio, Erickson's is the place to find it. We have the largest selection and 15 styles to choose from. And for decorative stone, Erickson's is your best choice. Our decorative stone is trucked in from all over the country. We buy straight from the quarry and cut out the middleman to keep your prices nice and low. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious crash? It's free. Yes, free. As in it won't cost you anything to speak with us. Not sure if you have a case? Call our team at Gruber Law Offices today. Your first call and your first consultation are always free. And you'll never pay us a fee until we win your case. If you've been seriously injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Tariffs and the threat of their implementation have become a central part of the United States trade and foreign policy. What are tariffs? How are they implemented? And what sectors of the economy could benefit if they're put in place? Join me and Annex Wealth Management's Dave Spano, Chief Economist Brian Jacobson on March 11th at 1 p.m. for their informative webinar. Learn how your portfolio and your financial plan might be impacted and affected by tariffs. Visit the Annex Wealth Management webinar page at WTMJ.com.
Well, southbound over the Hone Bridge, looks like we have a broken down vehicle pretty much close to Car Ferry Drive. They may have to close off some lanes, so just be extra careful. Northbound on 43, delays from just about Kilbourne all the way up to Keefe. We had an earlier disabled vehicle on that off-ramp to North Avenue. That's still there, but luckily it's even out of traffic on the ramp, so we should be okay. Southbound's pretty clear. Eastbound 94, right about at 25th Street, we have the right shoulder blocked with a crash. Cars up on one of the tow trucks. We're waiting for another one to come in. Delays basically from 76th Street all the way to that point. Westbound is going to be backed up from just past 27th Street into the Stadium interchange. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
That was a full break, man. That was a full meltdown.
You're doing good. We're good.
Just a funny, quick aside comment to Eric. I'm blaming you because it wasn't even that funny. Then you lost it. Yes, it's your fault. News about your money this morning. I do want to get you the markets. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management market update because markets were down sharply on the announcement yesterday that tariffs would take effect overnight. Those tariffs are now in effect this morning on Canada, on Mexico, and bumping up the 10% tariff on goods from China now to 20%. And off the opening bell just minutes ago, Dow Jones Industrial Average fell another 380 points. The Dow right now at 42,795. S&P 500 is down an additional 54 points to 5796. And the NASDAQ right now at 18,164. That has fallen already 1% this morning. To watch whether or not that trend continues through the day, but that's where things are starting out this morning. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Coming up, it is Punchki Day. Well, it's Fat Tuesday everywhere. Not everybody has Punchki, right? Is that just an us thing?
It's a Polish thing.
Right. So what are the other? You have to think Pittsburgh is another big Polish community, right?
But there's a combination happening today. You have the Fat Tuesday celebration, and you have City Hall colliding in mere moments.
Make that one story. That's coming up next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At Milwaukee Weight Loss, we know the secret. Our doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program helps you lose weight fast, naturally and safely, and with no drugs or injections with risk of serious side effects, no prepackaged meals, bars, shakes, and no exercising required. Our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good with a coach for ongoing support. Our program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast as most other programs. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Steve Scavidi. I've been on this weight loss journey for about 4 weeks, and I've already lost 20 pounds thanks to my amazing team at Milwaukee Weight Loss. My wife's on board. Kathy loves it, and we are both feeling more energized.
Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. That's up to a pound per day. Schedule your free consultation by calling 262-449-1180 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here for Tri-County Contracting. Out with the old tired roof, in with the new, and it's annoyance-free. One thing to remember about Tri-County Contracting, not only is the quality of the roof going to be everything you want and more, but you have some of these other things that make it so much easier. You don't have a dumpster sitting there for days or weeks. Most homes are done in a day, so your neighbor's got that dumpster sitting there forever. No, you don't have that issue with Tri-County Contracting. You also have a lifetime warranty and free enrollment in the every year inspection program. This is something that Tri-County Contracting is doing. Free roof inspection and maintenance every year for a decade after you've gotten your roof. So they'll come back year after year, check it. Oh, looks good here. All right, everything's fine. Oh, you know what? A little bit of a problem here. We'll take care of that. That's what Tri-County Contracting does when you get yourself a brand new roof. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com. Worry-free roofing, siding, and windows. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Big day today at City Hall.
It is, actually.
Mm-hmm. It's already getting underway. There's a committee meeting taking place right now, but then the full council will meet at 9 o'clock.
Happening today.
So what's going to happen? Why is this important? City Hall always has a meeting. Common Council always gets together. What makes today so special? Well, it's because Milwaukee Police will likely clear another hurdle toward being back at MPS schools. This is the whole SRO thing. Common Council is going to meet, and school resource officers at MPS is on the agenda. So this comes after our council committee approved an agreement on Monday to send the SROs back like they're supposed to be. It is expected today that the council will approve the deal. So then by March 15th, you're supposed to have SROs in MPS schools per law, per the order from the Milwaukee County Judge, David Borowski.
And kind of, right, there's little drama around this. I expect a number of aldermen and women to get up and stand and complain, but
yeah,
they're going to have to know they have the votes to pass it because they're out of other options if they want to stall, delay.
Right. There's really nothing else they can do. So it is expected that the council will approve the deal. Did reach out to a alder person to ask them to come on the program here quick, and it's hit or miss because it's late and they're going to be running in there, and some of them are doing other things. And this council member wrote back saying, hey, I got some other stuff. Sorry, I can't do it. But then they wrote, I'll say this, though. Many people and many outlets are placing some of this blame on the city, mayor, and council. 2,000% inaccurate, says this council member. The feet that have been stuck in the mud have been the feet of MPS and MPD.
All right, well, you'd like these we've talked about this before. The mayor doesn't run Milwaukee Public Schools.
Right.
Common Council doesn't run Milwaukee Public
Correct.
Schools. So I would side with the alderman at least on that. And I have heard from people who are on the periphery of government or involved in it, not elected officials, that MPS has been very difficult to do business with over the last several years. Like governmental bodies say, like, hey, we'd like to help, or can we be in this conversation? Nah, not interested. Really? You don't want our help?
Mayor Cavalier Johnson brought up MPS during his State of the City on Monday.
To be clear, Milwaukee needs to see substantial change and substantial improvements at Milwaukee Public Schools.
There is going to be a special meeting by MPS tonight as they're going to discuss some more of their brand new superintendent who's going to be hired and brought on. Boy, I wonder what it's like to be her. Does she come in super excited about the process, or does every day her phone ping and another story that,
whoa. Right. I suppose because we're in this transition period where she's been offered the job, but they're still in the negotiations process of, can we come to a contract agreement, which is expected,
right,
but still part of it, right? Still time to pull out, I suppose.
So we also brought up Fat Tuesday. We mentioned this earlier. How is Fat Tuesday coming together with City Hall? Well, what's happening, there's going to be donuts everywhere, pastries, who knows, maybe some beads. Okay, maybe not all of that. But they are going to celebrate National Bakery at the Common Council meeting this morning and recognize its 100 years of donut making.
100 years of National Bakery.
And I know, Poochki, so because I'll get yelled at, right, if I call
calling
Poochki
it a donut?
That's
okay. Right. I was listening to WTMJ today. I think it was Mr. Bilstad said it was a donut. And actually, it's a punchki. They're different.
Yeah. So
the dough is more dense.
There'll be a moment when they all celebrate that this morning. There'll be, sometimes they do that to start the meetings. Other times they do it at the end of the meetings.
Nah, I think this one's out of the gate, right? So we have our friends here this morning from a special guest.
So speaking of National Bakery,
Mr. Chairman.
So earlier I saw that Storm Team meteorologist Tyler Moore, our buddy over there, our partner, was at National Bakery doing his reports this morning, and the accordion was alive and well.
Some great ones, including some of the traditional ones like prune. They got raspberry. They got the accordion player here. Their special punchki this year is the lemon one. So that might be a fun one to try out.
It might be.
I mean, give that one a shot, Tyler. Let me know how the lemon one goes. I did feel bad for him, though, because he was trying to do his, hey, we're getting rain. He was trying to go through his forecast, and accordion guy was really going after him.
Some rain rolled through last night. Dry breaks mixing in this morning. Notice the heaviest rain comes in late this afternoon into this evening, and then tomorrow we will see.
He's like,
good sport.
You can't take a step back. You have to be right on.
Right. Can you give me 2 minutes? I just, we got actual weather
right,
coming.
Can I mention the rain? You mind?
We'll talk about heavy rainfall in the beginning of March, but we're talking.
How about that lemon? 8:52 on Wisconsin's Morning News. One more time here before 9 o'clock, Deb.
All right, westbound 94, right at about 70th Street. We've got a dump truck that's broken down off on the right shoulder. So that's something to keep in mind if you're heading through that area. Other than that, we're really not seeing westbound delays. On the eastbound side, that's a different story. We got backups from just past 84th Street all the way to 27th. Or actually make that 25th. We did have that earlier accident off on the right shoulder. Looks like they were able to get everything taken care of and cleared up. Northbound on 43, slowing from Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up to Keefe. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Steve Scafidi is your guide through the world of politics.
There's no reason in the world why someone needs a sign about a campaign that's already over. You won! In the case of this sign, and those neighbors, you won. Be happy about it. And it's not a yard decoration.
On the Political Power Hour.
There are ordinances in place in every community in this state where it tells you exactly what you can and can't do. You can't have a junkyard in here. Prepare yourself for a sign war in Slinger.
Weekday mornings from 9 to 10 on WTMJ.
Vince Vitrano here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. 6 years, that's a long time. Think about how long that is, all the things that you'd accomplish over that period. And you could also take 6 years to pay off your brand new Pella Windows and Doors at 0% interest on your financing. Who's offering a deal like that right now? Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. You know you're getting stunning windows and doors. We talk all the time about the quality of the product, but you also get the Pella experience. Who is it that you're doing business with? How does the process work? Talk about quality control. So Pella is the manufacturer. Pella is selling you the windows and doors. Pella is the installer. And Pella is the service provider on every product. So you get the 10-year labor warranty. That's always included. Your windows and doors are secure for years to come if you would ever have a problem. Their expert installers do work year-round. Both of the projects we had done in my house were done in less than a day. And if something ever goes wrong, who do you call? Well, you call Pella. They're the only folks you've been doing business with. And they handle everything from start to finish. No reason to wait. Get the Pella experience and this incredible deal now. 0% interest on your financing for up to 6 years on your Pella windows and doors. Certain restrictions do apply. This deal ends on March 8th. Get your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
James Imaging Systems, local support, local accountability, local business technology representatives. Listen to Matheson Manufacturing President Al Leidinger.
She still checks in to see how things are going and if we need anything, so I really do appreciate that from a customer service standpoint.
Michael Quizan, IT Systems Administrator at Great Midwest Bank, discovered the benefits of working with the local team at James.
Our cost from supplies perspective went down. I mean, we're talking about thousands in a year. So we saved a lot of money by bringing James Imaging on.
James Imaging Systems client Luther Gray, Director of Ticket Operations and Group Sales with the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra, on dealing with James.
They are making sure you get the full value and life of every product that you have with them.
Local support, local accountability, local people. Get it all with James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Just a couple of showers have come and gone here while I've been watching the radar this morning, but it sounds like the steady rain picks up this afternoon into the evening. I hear some thunder today. High of 48 degrees and then rain likely tonight. Really a wet couple of days because rain is supposed to continue into tomorrow, transitioning to snow as we drop from our high of 46 tomorrow. Right now, a story that continues
happening today
to develop on the news of the increased tariffs on China and new tariffs being levied against Canada and Mexico. We've been watching the markets, which have been open for about 25 minutes right now on Wall Street. Let me get you the latest. The Dow continues to drop, and it was down considerably yesterday. Today, down another 550 points, over 1% right now. The Dow now below 43,000 at 42,644. S&P 500 well below 6,000 now at 5780. That's dropped another 70 points today. That's over 1%. And the NASDAQ falling more than 1%, down 190 points. Right now at 18,165. So story to watch through the day is how low does it go? At some point, tariffs or not, companies will have value. You'll look at market cap of companies. You'll look at other things and say, maybe time to get back in. Sometimes that has an ability to stem the bleed off.
Correct it a little bit.
You know, for folks who are a long way from retirement, you look at that and say, all right, this will go down. It'll ultimately go up, whatever, long term. But we talked about a couple of folks who could be impacted, whether you're looking at retirement sometime or on retirement where you need that on that fixed income.
Right.
Or, I don't know, for example, if you happen to know some parents who have kids going to college and you've got your EdVest or your, what are the 529? Right.
Yeah. I was just thinking about that this morning.
Not a great.
Come on.
My kid already has to change schools now. Right? Guess you're staying home next year. 8:57, WTMJ's Political Power Hour is up next.
Let's take the car and save the Fed.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.